business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
In today's rapidly evolving energy landscape, compliance is more than just a checklist. It's the foundation of operational reliability, safety, and trust. And here in Indianapolis, we're honored to be at the heart of that mission. We collaborate with asset owners, operators, helping them stay ahead of NERC standards and grid demands. Our electrical engineering and compliance experts provide hands-on support tailored to your fleet. As expectations rise and regulations evolve, you deserve a partner who brings more than just expertise. You need commitment, clarity, and confidence.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We welcome you into the University of Indianapolis on the southeast side of Indy, where Cathedral welcomes in St. X from Cincinnati. Let's take a quick break for prayer. We'll be back right after this on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
For tonight's game between the Bombers of St. Xavier and the Cathedral Fighting Irish. St. Xavier enters tonight's contest 2-0 on the season.
Welcome into the University of Indianapolis for a huge matchup here in Central Indiana on IndianaSRN. Tony Donahue and Nathaniel Finch with you. Before we get things kick-started, let's thank our sponsors this year for the fall sports season on IndianaSRN. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. With 5 central Indiana locations, Reynolds meets all of your equipment, parts, and service needs.
Follow the
Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Our friends at Burtner Electric. Spark with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy brings Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. LiUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer jobs, job sites, and greater opportunities. And the IndianaSRN sports page, sports from border to border, coast to coast, your source for high school and college sports coverage. We welcome you in to IndianaSRN. The St. X Bombers travel over from the state of Ohio to take on the Cathedral Fighting Irish. Tony Donahue, Nathaniel Finch, and our great IndianaSRN team. I think the first thing to talk about here is both teams wanting to establish that running game early.
Yeah, two very talented running backs on each side of the field here. And, I mean, these are two very good teams. You look at St. Xavier, ranked number 4 in Ohio, and then obviously Cathedral, a top 5 team in 5A as well. This is always a fun matchup, and these are two coaches that just love to run the football. And when you have quarterbacks, especially St. Xavier with a new quarterback this year, you want to try to establish that run, and they just have such talented runners this year.
The Class 5A top 5 presented by Aspen Creek Grill has the Cathedral Fighting Irish ranked 5th. We'll see St. X in their road white uniforms and white helmets. Cathedral running out onto the field momentarily in their gold pants, blue jerseys, and the gold helmets. Let's start with Cathedral, 1-1 on the season. It's been an offensive struggle for this team. They haven't scored since the first quarter of opening week 2 weeks ago. That was an 8-0 win over Ben Davis. They got knocked around by Brownsburg last week, 29-0. Brownsburg, not only one of the best teams in the state of Indiana, but one of the best teams in the country. How do you get Jimmy Pappas and Xavier Dangerfield going here early?
Well, I think it's going to start at the offensive line. It's a unit that's maybe kind of struggled at times this year. When you look at what Cathedral has done, I mean, this last year was their first year without any hardware since Peebles' first year. And then you lose a lot of guys from that. So you already have what could be called a down year. You graduate a lot of seniors. This is just a new group that has to figure out how to play together. It's going to take a couple weeks. Maybe week 3 is all it takes to get this offense going. You've only scored 8 points to this point, but who knows? This could certainly, with the resume and the track record of Peebles, this could certainly turn around in a hurry, and we could see this offense explode today.
And you saw him right there carrying out the Ireland flag. That is Caden Martin. They call him Tuna. He's had plenty of offers, including Central State. Cam Coors, the quarterback, 15 of 33, 156 yards. Wabash DePaul's looking at him, 1,500-plus yards, 11 touchdowns last season. Doesn't throw the football that often, 16 passing attempts per game so far this year. But he's going to have to maintain this game. Play action is going to be huge for the Irish here this evening.
And to your point, it's these two running backs that we're going to keep an eye on. What can Jimmy Pappas do? What can Xavier Dangerfield do? Dangerfield specifically getting looked at by IU and some other Division I schools, so he's absolutely talented. Both of these running backs are. They just need to find a way, like you said, to establish the run and see if they can't make life a lot easier for their second-year quarterback.
Yeah, Dangerfield, 115 yards, had 1,000 rushing yards last year as a freshman, holds 3 freshman track and field records. He is a speedster out of the backfield. And we talk about the passing game, Nathaniel, 13 drops last week for Cathedral.
Yeah, this is a young receiving core. Like we said, they graduated a lot of their top players, and that includes all of their top receivers. So these guys are still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to figure out how to catch the football. And let me tell you, Brownsburg is an unbelievable team. That's one thing Coach Peebles had said leading up to this game is, man, we found out just how good the number 1 team in Indiana is. But let me tell you, St. X, maybe not as good as Brownsburg, but they are an absolutely great football team. So you're going to see a lot of tight coverages like you did a week ago. It's going to be another tough challenge here. You got to figure out just how to catch the ball. 13 drops cannot happen in a football game.
You see there at midfield, Sonny Thomas, number 77, the honorary captain here tonight for the Cathedral Fighting Irish, alongside their usual captains. That is number 2, Kyle Harden, as well as number 4, Jackson Harvey, and then obviously the starting quarterback we see in Cam Coors. Let's talk about this St. X team, the Bombers, 2-0. They rank 4th in the state of Ohio. They've only allowed 7 points per game so far this season. Jackson Frey, their quarterback, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, but a 103 passer rating. You take that any time when you're a head coach.
Yeah, and it's certainly, again, a new team, kind of like Cathedral. As you lose your starter and Chase Herbstreit from last year, of course, the son of the famous Kirk Herbstreit. He's now playing for Michigan, now albeit not as the starter, but he's on the roster. So it's a new look roster here, especially on offense for the Bombers. But Frey's looked good early. You know, he owns all 4 of this offense's touchdowns, as you know, he's done a good job spreading the ball around. He's got some great weapons to throw to, and it's going to be another case of, can he stay upright, or can this Cathedral defensive front kind of get him rattled a little bit? He does not have a lot of experience, so you really have to get to him.
The Bombers called tails. It is tails. They have elected to defer to the second half, so Cathedral will be on the field first offensively. I think you like that if you're Coach Bill Peebles, right? Let's get out there. Let's get our running game going, and let's establish that early on, and let's kind of get that sour grape taste out of our mouth from the, I mean, if you think about it, you're going back 7 quarters since the last time they found the end zone.
Yeah, and they certainly enjoyed having the ball first against Ben Davis in that opener, went down and scored. 2-point conversion there, and like you said, have not scored since then. So let's see if we can just find a way to score here on this opening drive, and then let the defense take over. This is always a great defense under Bill Peebles, so it's going to be big to see if you can go put together a drive. Maybe it's not a touchdown, maybe you get in field goal range, maybe you just pick up a few first downs, and you kind of remind yourself what playing winning offense looks like.
Byron Davis is our ref tonight, the umpire Eric Gibson. Headlinesman, that's Daniel Morales. The line judge, Christopher Thompson. We know him well here at IndianaSRN. And the back judge is Dion Smith. We are ready for kickoff. Owen Davidson, the kicker for St. X. They will kick it off to Cathedral. 2 men deep, ready to return it. That is Dockery to your ear here, to your inside here. He is a speedster. He can flip field position. We'll see if he returns this. Cathedral hasn't returned a lot of kicks so far this season. Kick in the air. We are underway. Week 3 of high school football. Dockery takes it from the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback. So Cathedral will start here with the football first.
And if you want to know how good these cats are coming from St. Xavier, I mean, he just put that a few yards into the end zone. That was an impressive kick for a high schooler, and that is the type of athlete they have at every single position. This defense you're about to see, they have so many guys that are going to big power programs. How about their star linebacker heading to Notre Dame? You're going to hear plenty about him. I mean, this is certainly a very talented team, and that's the reason why they're ranked nationally.
Core's in the backfield. He's got Dangerfield to start to his left. 3 wide set, man in motion. Goes Van, comes back. Shotgun snap, handoff. Nope, keeper, quick pass right off of the hands and incomplete. Houston Dinwiddie had it, and it bounces off his hands, incomplete. And we talked about drops last year, 13. That was certainly a catchable ball.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep a tally of these that bounced off his hands. Certainly would have been tough, and he had a defender draped on him, but man, when it hits your hands like that, ask CeeDee Lamb in the NFL game last night. You need to bring those down, and that could have been a nice gain if he did.
Sorry, that was Evan Johnson on the incompletion. He's lined up top. 2 wide receivers set to the right. They will hand it off here. Dangerfield cuts back. Losher lost the ball, and it is picked up by St. X. Fumble on the second play, picked up, and St. X forces a turnover. Hendon Jackson picks it up off the turf.
And man, Cathedral just trots to the sideline with their heads hung low. We talked about wanting to get that stink out of your mouth after getting shut out last week and shut out for 3 quarters before that. Certainly not helping.
We'll look to see a replay here. It looked like he lowered the shoulder, and on the contact, the ball popped loose. And inside the 30 is where St. X will start.
Number 8, Jackson Frey.
So Frey is in. Alone in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set. He likes to run it. He's a triple threat quarterback out of the backfield. He'll start from the 28-yard line. Here's the snap. Hesitates, keeps it, gets a hole, spins, fumble. Ball is on the ground, and it looks like it's recovered by Cathedral. Alex Couch. And back-to-back fumbles. You don't see that often, Nathaniel. 2 turnovers, 1 on each end. No harm, no foul. Cathedral gets it right back. They'll start at about the 16-yard line.
Isn't that the best remedy to a struggling offense? When your defense goes out there and makes a play, they say, hey, guys, it's our turn. All right, we need to pick up this offense, and look at that. Tries to do the spin. If you're a quarterback, you just need to slide, man. You need to get down. I don't want to see my quarterback spinning, and that is exactly why. Leave that to the running backs and receivers.
Gannon Knowles committed to play his college football at Ball State. Gets his hand, rips it out from behind. Cathedral takes back over. Hesitation throw down the sideline. Incomplete. Kind of forced one in there at the knees of number 19, Evan Johnson, and it falls incomplete. So second down. Cathedral coming out. 2 first down plays, 2 passes. And we'll see if they look to go back to the run game here with number 22, Xavier Dangerfield, in the backfield.
Now, you'd think you would want to run the ball maybe a little bit more, especially some of these tight window throws that he's trying to make.
Dangerfield out of the backfield. Gets caught up. Drags the defender forward. They're going to give him forward progress to the 21-yard line. It's be a pickup of about 5, so a third and manageable here for Cathedral.
Right up to the line, see if they can hurry up, catch the defense maybe on their heels. You need to pick up the first down here, though, or you're punting, even if it's 4th and 1.
Cathedral, third down. Hard snap count. Doesn't get St. X the jump. One-on-one coverage inside of your screen. That's number 10, Adam Ayers. Here it comes. Kors looks. Plenty of time. Throws it deep. Ball in the air, man. Up and deflected. Batted down at the last second by the captain, Ryland Braden. Went for it. Plenty of time there for Kors, and the ball falls incomplete.
Just
Cathedral forced the punt.
Couldn't quite get enough under that one. You would have liked to see him maybe throw it a tick sooner and hit his receiver in stride, but you see, look, he looked at him the entire time. He wasn't looking anywhere else. He says, I'm putting this one where my guy can catch it, and unfortunately, he just needed a little bit more air on that.
Yep, good throw, better defense there. It'll force Cathedral to punt. Krisaloff will punt, the Eastern Michigan commit.
And, you know, it's kind of what happens when you just stare your receiver down. The safeties know, hey, we can kind of cheat over to this way, and that's what happened.
So he might want to pull up, and it's going to be fair caught at about the 50-yard line. I thought it was at the 50. They're going to move him forward to the 48-yard line, so plus territory as St. X will take over their second drive of this first half. We want to thank our friends at Reynolds Farm Equipment, the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Call us today, 317-849-0810. Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of video or audio without the express written permission of IndianaSRN or the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Second possession, second play for St. X. Handoff, stuffed, and pushed back. It's going to be right back to the line of scrimmage, no more, but a great defensive push there from Cathedral, and it starts with Charlie Long.
Yeah, how about this defense so far for the Fighting Irish? First play, you force a fumble. Now it's a tackle for loss. This is a defensive front that has just looked great all year, and you want to see that continue. Some great linebackers. And obviously always a good secondary here for the Fighting Irish.
And I think if you're the Irish, you're thinking we're going to match what St. X just did. We want them to go 3 and out and get our offense back out there. Only less than 2 minutes have gone by here. Quick hitter to the 45, caught. Breaks out of 2 tackles, enough for the first down. Nice pitch and catch there. It is caught by Newengate, his first catch, move the change. First down of the night on either side.
And that's certainly something you want to see maybe the Irish do on offense too. You just get the quick hitters. You just put the ball in your offensive weapons, put them in their hands in space, and let them go do the work. We don't need the deep throw that goes 50 yards. Let's just find a way to make completions and move the chains, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, I think on a 3rd and 5, if you're Coach Bill Peebles, you're not exactly excited about a 30-yard bomb. If it works, it works. Play action. Pass wide open, caught at the 15-yard line. Tackle from behind down to the 11. So that is a 26-yard pitch and catch, and that is brought in by Cam Taylor, his 7th catch of the season.
St. X is always one of the best schools in the Ohio area, in Cincinnati, and this is why. I mean, you've got a freshman, or rather a quarterback making his first couple of starts, and he is just poised. He finds the gap right away. You see guy wide open, he puts it right on the money, no question about it. And when you get rid of and you graduate one of the top quarterbacks that you've seen the last few years, and you have a guy coming behind him that maybe is just as good, that's pretty impressive. Frey is going to be a great player for these guys.
Cam Taylor has 3 of the 4 touchdown catches for the St. X team so far this season. Out of shotgun, fade, back of the end zone, overthrown, incomplete. So you got to look for Cam Taylor here defensively if you're Cathedral. I don't know how he got that wide open on that 26-yard strike, but inside of this red zone where he's caught 3 of the 4 touchdown passes, you got to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, he's obviously a guy that this offense loves to feed. You just go to Taylor, and he produces. And to your point, you need to have an eye, or maybe 2, or maybe 3 guys that are all keeping an eye on him.
Spencer Stegbauer will check in here for the Bombers. He has 28 runs for 104 yards on the season and 3 catches out of the backfield. Play action, quick to the tight end, caught, lowers the shoulder, stuffed at the 1-yard line on a quick out there, caught by Wilson Tiefenbach, and a 3rd and 1 from the 1-yard line. And I think you're going for this 2 times if you can't punch it in on the 3rd down play here.
A great example of what I was talking about earlier. You just have the quarterback hit these quick hitters. You just get the ball into your guys in space and let them do the work. We don't need to be sitting back there on a 6-step drop and wait for the touchdown strike every single time. Why not? See if you can't just get the ball into your guys' hands and see if they can't make it. Now it's 1st down and goal.
So they're going to mark it as a 1st and goal. They get the 1st down without getting the touchdown. A little hesitation out of the backfield and running into the end zone for the first score of the night. The QB keeper, that is Daniel Vollmer, gets it on the snap and puts it in. First touchdown of the night. St. X leads 6-0.
He's headed to Vanderbilt to play linebacker, but boy, as we saw last year, he can run the ball really well. As he does there, he is just impressive. And you see not even a question as he's able to march his way right into the end zone. Could have walked in.
Extra point. Pending. Good snap. Ball down. Kick is good. With 8:35 to play in the first, St. X strikes first. They lead 7-0.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Beatty Insurance Company, which understands your industry and what's on the line for you. Call Lance, 812-522-5640. Tony Donahue with you here on IndianaSRN alongside Nathaniel Finch. Quick drive, quick strike there after the punt. And St. X on the board first on that drive to go up 7-0.
And it's just, you see the difference in play calling here. On one hand, you're making your quarterback throw it downfield on 3rd down and 5 and doing things to that effect. And on the other hand, for St. X, these are just the quick hitters. They're the quick slants, the quick outs. You are taking so much pressure off of your quarterback's shoulders when you set him up for success the way they are. He's saying, hey, just go be the distributor. Go be the TJ McConnell. Get the ball into your star playmakers in space and go let them do the job.
4 plays, 48 yards, under 2.5 minutes. Here comes the ensuing kickoff. Cathedral will take it past the 20, hesitates, and a ball's loose, and St. X has it. The second fumble from Cathedral, not even halfway through this first quarter, and they cough it up again, and St. X will take over at the 25-yard line.
This is a top 5 team in the state of Ohio, and you've given them the ball in plus territory twice. Make that actually 3 times now. I mean, it's going to be tough to win a football game if you're coughing the ball up like this. That is going to be priority number 1 for the Fighting Irish. Hold on to the ball and then see if you can have some success offensively.
And not only that, it puts your defense back on the field. It puts your defense with their backs against the walls inside the 25. It took 4 plays to go 48 yards on the drive that just ended. So St. X takes right back over. Not a shotgun comes Frey. Steps into a throw, hesitates. Wide open at the 15. Lowers the shoulder down to the 11-yard line. A first down pitch and catch there. And Taylor with it. And Cathedral at the 11-yard line. A first down here. Backs against the wall once again defensively.
Pretty impressive route concepts here. We're not asking our receivers to do anything too fancy. Go 10 yards and just sit and see who's open.
And the 4 completions here early for Frey. I mean, the wide receivers have been wide open. So 1st and 10 from the 11. Here's the handoff. Met at the line of scrimmage, spins away and picks up about 3 on the initial Aiden Graham run. So Cathedral with their backs against the wall. 7:48 to go here in this first quarter on IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. And St. X looking to go up 2 scores. Ball officially on the 7, a 2nd and 6. Out of shotgun comes Frey. Graham in the backfield with him. A look to throw, under pressure. Fires it wide open, back in the end zone. Off of the hands of the intended target, Newdigate. And he falls incomplete. Wide open once again. The hand pass, it was almost like he was too open.
Yeah, add another drop there. I don't know if he expected to be that wide open, and maybe that's kind of why he froze and dropped the ball. But, man, you're not going to get a better opportunity at a touchdown than that. You hate to see that if you are a St. X fan. But Cathedral, here's your chance. It's now 3rd and 6. It's your chance to get off the field, make a good play here, and turn that kind of luck into your favor.
Ethan Cole checks in, the tight end for the Bombers. They go with the 4-wide set. One-on-one coverage. That's Cam Taylor to look for him. Under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Might have been a hold. Wasn't called. But a major sack on 3rd down. Michael Pugh comes in and tackles Frey in the backfield. That'll set up a long field goal.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Fighting Irish. Look at that. Just beats his man, gets past both guys, and you're able to bring the quarterback down. That is exactly what this defensive front is going to need. And once again, you are bailing out your offense when they make a mistake. This defense has been impressive.
So Pugh with the sack, which will force a field goal attempt here of about 32 yards. 4th and 6, 6:36 to go. Low snap. Kick is up, and it is through. So Cathedral's defense off of a Pugh sack holds St. X to 3, and it's 10-0 early here in favor of St. X on IndianaSRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
The drive stalls for St. X here on IndianaSRN, which leads to a 32-yard field goal after the kickoff fumble for Cathedral, and it's 10-0 in favor of X. Tony Downey and Nathaniel Finch with you. I think you take that, Nathaniel, if you're Cathedral on that hold of just 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, the defense coming in and performing well. We've seen it the last couple of weeks. You hold Ben Davis to just 8 points, and Brownsburg, as good as they are, we saw a few great goal line stands for this defense.
Here is the up back fielding it at the 10-yard line, gets across the 20, and Cathedral will start from the 23-yard line on the return from Pappas. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in the field of construction and metal fabrication across the state of Indiana. Whether it's a new build, upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get it done right the first time. 6:26 to go. Not even halfway through this first quarter. St. X 10-0. How do you establish a rhythm offensively here if you're Coach Peebles and the Cathedral Fighting Irish?
The run game, quick, short passes, just get the ball out to your guys in space.
Out of shotgun, Coors hands it off, lowering the shoulder, spinning, and forward progress is going to be a gain of 1, so a 2nd down and 9. That's the third first down play for Cathedral, the first time that they have gone to the ground.
And here's where you can maybe exploit this defense for a few free yards. There's nobody up against the line of scrimmage on the slot receiver on any of these. They're letting the safety cover him. Just get a quick little hitter.
Yeah, it's a great point there in the slot. Quick handoff. Dangerfield back to the 25. Pappas gets it to the 25-yard line. So a 3rd down and about 6 coming up here for the Irish. And it just seems like offensively they are quickly getting the 3rd down.
Yeah, just not able to really get anything on either of those run plays. You need to get a little bit more up front.
That's a call to St. X as well. Their defense has stepped up. 3 wide receiver set. The up back, number 9, Nate Van, the tight end. Out of shotgun comes Coors. He's going to keep it. He's going to take off running. Breaks a tackle from behind. Forward progress to the 31-yard line. It'll be a 4th down and 1 coming up. Do you attempt to go for it? Do you line up, try to get him to jump, take a timeout and punt, put your helmet on, put your coaching helmet on here, Nathaniel Finch? What do you do here if you're Coach Peebles?
You definitely don't want to go for it. If you want to go fake like you are and try to draw them offsides, that's fine. We've seen this defensive line kind of jump into the neutral zone a couple of times today. But with how stagnant this offense has been, how they've struggled to find yards in the run game, you do not want to take any chances here backed up to your 30.
So Chris Oloff lines up to punt it. The Eastern Michigan recruit. High snap, gets it, gets off a boot.
Great punt.
It'll be fair caught at the 35-yard line. That's where St. X will start their 3rd drive of the afternoon, leading 10-0 with 4:32 remaining. Piper Logistics, for more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics has been trusted and has been partners for inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation. Ride with us. Call 317-396-1023. So St. X with 4:32 to go here in the first quarter, leading 10-0, and they've had no problems moving the chains on this Cathedral defense here in this first quarter.
And now if you're Cathedral, you can play a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to do that here. And I'll explain why.
Delayed handoffs, gets past the line of scrimmage, pushed back. That'll be a pickup of 3. Chittard leads Roncalli 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Some other games going around in the state of Indiana we will get you updated on at halftime.
We've seen how this offense for St. X has looked. And by the way, they have looked great, but it's been these quick little 10-yard throws. You just let a guy get out and just sit down. The Travis Kelce special, he just finds a gap, sits down, you throw the ball. That means you don't have to play so far off the line of scrimmage if you're this defense. They're going to play a little bit more press coverage here, and I like that.
Cathedral shows blitz with Shannon. And a little miscommunication in the backfield. Frey tries to get out of it. He's going to be stuffed right back to the line of scrimmage. So a 3rd and 7 coming up for Cathedral. And if you're the Irish defensively, you're starting to build that confidence. It started with that sack to force a field goal. Now an opportunity here on 3rd and 7 to get off the field.
And this is a team that knows it can exploit the young quarterback. He's a senior, sure, but this is his first year as a starter in Jackson Frey. They've already brought him down for a couple of sacks. They know they can get to him. They know, he's not going to be making all of the perfect throws and all the perfect decisions, so you just apply some pressure, see what you can do. It's worked so far. Now he's not going to have any help in the backfield.
Yep. 4-man set alone in the backfield is Frey. And we're going to have a timeout charged to St. X on 3rd down and 7. Let's take a break. Come back. Big 3rd down on IndianaSRN.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through. From coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business. Your auto?
Here we go, 3rd down and 7 on IndianaSRN. Man in motion, Frey alone in the backfield. 2-step drop flag on the play, throws it, and it is picked off. Picked off at the 50-yard line. Interception, Zion Hill with the penalty marker on the field. I believe it's on St. X. So we talked about that confidence building for the defense of Cathedral. They will decline the penalty and take over at the 50-yard line.
Hill with his he had 4 interceptions last year. Boy, has he played well for this squad. He's going to Ball State, and you see why. Great ball skills here as he picks this one off, and it's what I'm talking about. When you have an inexperienced quarterback, you apply some pressure, and you see if you can't make him make a poor decision. Look how many more golden domes there were there instead of the white one. I mean, when you're thrown into triple coverage, you are asking for it, and they made him pay there, and it's because of the pressure that this defensive line got up front. And guess what? Now you're on offense. This is the best starting field position you've had by a mile today. You need to go make something out of it. Get a field goal at least.
You're watching Cathedral and St. X here from UIndy on IndianaSRN. Cathedral from the 50-yard line. Coors hands it off, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of 2. Ball comes out late, but the play was whistled dead. We're playing here at UIndy, so Cathedral will play at different schools around the city. They don't have a home field. Next week, we'll have them right here at IndianaSRN from Butler, but we talked to Coach Peebles earlier in the week. He said UIndy's a fun venue. We like playing here. A little bit bigger crowd. It's been a great crowd here on both sides, as you can see. But he talked about we must run the football. So far, that's been few and far between. Play action here on 2nd down and 8. Dumps it to the right. Pass across his body and falls incomplete. So Cathedral, for the 5th time on their 5th possession, finds himself in a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and you're trying to go play action, but you haven't given the defense a reason to respect the run because they haven't got anything going on the run game. So you're trying to get them to overcommit to a run, and then you leak out and you have some open lanes. Well, that's not the case when you don't have a run game. Here comes the blitz here on 3rd down and long.
A man in motion. Dangerfield picks it up. He's hit immediately and tackled for a pickup of 2. So a 4th and 6 from the 48-yard line. Offense staying on the field.
Yeah, you might as well at this point.
Up here.
With how this offense has looked, see if you can't just get an extra set of downs here, or you can try to punt, and then what? It's a touchback. You go back to the 20. You might as well give it a shot.
Look for Nathan Von Viersen. He is in the slot. 4 wide receiver set. Dangerfield in the backfield. He is in motion. Core steps up under pressure, tries to skimmy away. He's going to be tackled from behind. A pickup of 3, but St. X's defense holds on 4th down. They'll take over from their own 46-yard line.
Man, Coors is just not that dual threat quarterback, right? Sure, he can move a little bit, but he's not going to go make guys miss. We've seen this a couple times on now 3rd and 4th down where he's trying to outrun the defense, and that is so hard to do. He really needs to find his security blankets. In that instance, Dangerfield was maybe leaked out in the flat. He could have tried to get it out to him instead of taking the shot there. This is going to be tough if he keeps trying to do, things of that instance. Get the ball into your playmakers' hands.
1st and 10 for St. X on their 5th possession of this first quarter, albeit one was for just 1 play. Handoff. And the defensive line from Cathedral holds. It'll be a pickup of 2 to midfield. 2nd and 8 from the 50-yard line. We want to thank our friends at Dynamart Graphics Group. Choose Dynamart, your local one-stop shop for print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years, Dynamart builds strong relationships through exceptional service. 317-328-2555. 2nd down and 8 as we reach the 1 minute to play mark here of the first quarter. St. X with the football and a 10-point lead. Frey out of the backfield. Quarterback keeper. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. And that'll set up a 3rd down and long. And a nice stop there by number 15. That is Aiden Flournoy. So a third down and mark it 7. Forward progress gave them the 49. Differential play clock and game clock. 11 seconds, so they'll have to run this play before the end of the first quarter.
Big chance here for this defense. See if you can't get a stop and get out of the first quarter down by 10 and get your offense another chance.
3 wide receivers to the left. One-on-one coverage, top of your screen. Frey rolls out under pressure, and he is hit and thrown down with authority. Kyle Harden with the sack. He's got an offer to play his college football here at UIndy, and he gets in the backfield with authority and gets the sack on third down.
Had 5 of those last year. He's done that well this year. Boy, can he rush the passer, and he does there. And now the punt team comes out. This is going to be an even better situation for the Cathedral offense when we come back.
We've hit the end of the first quarter. St. X leads 10-0, but Cathedral's defense gaining confidence.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through. From coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled.
Tyreek Hill jersey, I can tell you that. We're back. Cathedral trailing 10-0, but the defense continues to gain confidence. And for the second straight time on a third down, defense comes up with a big sack.
And you really hope that this can translate to maybe a little momentum for the offense. The defense does its job. See if the offense can't go and just get confidence saying, hey, we know they have our back. Let's go make some plays.
Here's the punt. Takes a bounce inside the 20 and a nice kick to about the 16-yard line. And that is Owen Davidson on the punt. Let's look at some of these first half stats. What sticks out, obviously 10-0, but 5 first downs for St. X. Cathedral hasn't been able to move the change. The rushing game, Cathedral leads that, 8 rushes for 24 yards. But Coors is 0 for 4 passing the football in that first quarter.
You just need to find a way to get your quarterback some completions. Find some screens, find some quick hitters, find some slants, find something out in the slot. You just find a way to build confidence. Once he can get 2 or 3 passes completed in a row, then you can start taking these shots.
Both teams with turnovers. That came in the first minute of the game. Here's the handoff out of the backfield and tripped up from behind for no gain is Jimmy Pappas. So a second down and 10 here for the Irish.
And it's Kobe Clapper, the Notre Dame commit, who makes the tackle. You'll see him flying around today. Him and about 3 or 4 other of these players on the Bombers defense will be playing on Saturdays next year, and you'll hear Clapper's name for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame next year.
Out of shotgun, another handoff. Tries to shimmy out of it, gets to the 19-yard line for a pickup of 1. Third down and 8.
And now you're third and long again. And you said this earlier, Tony, just quickly getting to third down. It's been a problem today. Now you're making it to where you can't go with the quick hitters, although you can take a shot in the slot here. You've got a guy that's going to be open. You see at the bottom of your screen that slot receiver so far has not had anybody directly guarding him.
Just need 8. Looking to move the sticks for the first time in this first half is Cathedral. Pappas in motion. Coors out of shotgun, fires it, deflected, almost picked off. And the ball hits the turf, incomplete. And yet another 3 and out for the offense of Cathedral. And they have gone more than 8 quarters without a score in the first 3 weeks of this high school football season. And Krisaloff will come in to boot it in the shadows of his own end zone. The defense finding confidence here for the Irish. And we're waiting for the offense to get in gear as well. They're going to bring the rush here. Good snap. Good boot. It's going to be caught and fielded at the 47. Pass midfield, has some room, and moves forward. And good field position once again here for St. X. They will start from the Cathedral 42-yard line.
And they have started in enemy territory so many times today. The offense has done a good job scoring in those instances, but we've seen the last couple of drives where this Cathedral defense is bucked up. We'll see if they can continue that, because this certainly is advantage St. X. Cathedral needs to make another one of these defensive stops. But, man, that has to be so demoralizing when you're on defense and you're doing your job and you're making a great stop, and then it's a 3-and-out or it's a fumble. The way that they've seen this the last couple of times by this offense, this has to be so demoralizing if you're a defender on the Fighting Irish.
Oh, yeah, that, and, I mean, your defense is spending so much time. You look at the time of possession in that first quarter, and that tells you all you need to know. Throw over the outstretched hands of a Cathedral defender is caught at the 30-yard line and pushed to the 29, so move the sticks on first down. Pitch and catch there. Number 12, that's Cam Taylor, their top receiver, with the reception.
He's the go-to guy, and you see why they're in triple coverage. He finds a way, just magnets for hands, and he pulls that one in and moves the sticks. It was a great throw and an even better catch in traffic.
Time of possession in that first quarter, St. X 7:23, with Cathedral having the football for 4:37.
And Cathedral started with the ball.
Out of shotgun, comes Frey. He'll keep it, throws to the sideline, quick out, caught, and out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Quick little pitch and catch there, and that is brought in by number 19, Charlie Rule.
See, that's what I want to see on the Cathedral side of the ball. When this is just a quick throw, you snap the ball, you turn right, and you throw it, he goes out of bounds. It gains 7 yards on first down. Look at this, 2nd and short. Cathedral would love to be in 2nd and short. They haven't been all day.
2nd and 4, under 10 minutes to play, first half. Frey out of shotgun by himself, steps into a pass, caught, touchdown. Just that easy. It is brought in by Braden Highland, and that is the second strike of this first half, 16-0 in favor of St. X.
And now you really need this Cathedral offense to kick it into gear, because, man, this is going to be tough. You certainly are going to struggle to establish any sort of a run game when you're down on the scoreboard, and it's going to be tough to play offense when this Cathedral defense can just pin their ears back. A long scoring drive here would go a long way for the Fighting Irish.
Extra point is good. 3 plays, 48 yards, 17-0 St. X on IndianaSRN.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Tony Donahue and Nathaniel Finch here with you at Indy. St. X doing a great job of turning short fields into points. They lead 17-0 on this 22-yard touchdown strike.
A strike, like you said, that was beautiful. How about the touch you put there? You're not throwing it too strong. It's not too soft. It is exactly what you want to see. And let me tell you, Colts fans are going to want to see something like that tomorrow. It's been a while since they've seen such a nice touchdown pass. That was impressive. Just found the open guy. Wasn't open by much. Certainly had a defender draped on his back, but the ball was placed perfectly. The wide receiver found a way to get 2 hands on it and cross the paint.
Offensively for Cathedral, yet to complete a pass, yet to have a first down. So the Irish will take to the field, trailing 17-0. Plenty of time left in this one, with 9:47 to go. Hey, our friends at Riskwork, we make people feel safe. We protect your business. We live safe, and we've got it all covered. Call Riskwork today, 317-379-6755. 9:47 to go here, first half. Nathaniel Finch, Tony Donahue, Christian Oates, Jack Wright, our buddy Greg Smith, all on hand for you, bringing you great coverage here on IndianaSRN, IHSAA High School Football, week number 3. The Irish looking to get on the board. Quick strike, pass, incompleted. It just seems like Nathaniel that the timing is just a split second off, and that's allowing these defenders of St. X to get a hand in the way and and deflect these passes. They are now 0 of 6 throwing the football.
Yeah, just a split second off. Like you said, you just get a little bit better of a throw. Maybe you have a little bit more separation, and that is a house call that looked like a good play. I love the play call there. But now, like so often today, it's 2nd and 10 for this offense, and you're pretty far away from that first down marker.
They'll throw it again. Quick strike there. Caught, pickup of 5. First completion of the evening.
That's what you want to see, just a quick little hitter. You just hit the guy on the slant, and he makes the catch, and he's able to move forward. That is beautiful.
For the Irish, with their first completion, Van Viersen, his 10th catch of the season. 3rd and 4. Mark it at pickup of 6. Man in motion. Pump fake under pressure. Tries to squirm out of it, but he's sacked from behind by number 43, Griffin Lyons. And that'll be a 4th down and about 6.
Can you imagine turning around? You see 2 guys that are 6 foot and going to play on Saturdays next year, jumping up a few inches up into the air. Man, that was not a position I would like to be in. You could see why Coors had to just tuck it and try to get out of there. Obviously unsuccessful, but man, you're playing against some great players on this St. X defense.
And Coors did a good job of kind of evading that first rush. At that point, you're running, scrambling for your life, gets caught from behind. This one almost blocked. Straight up the elevator shaft. Will take a bounce into Cathedral territory, and once again, St. X with a short field. They'll take over offensively at their own 48. So another 3 and out for Cathedral. Offensively, what can you do? Do we need to see some play action, some misdirection, maybe some timing plays? What can the Irish do to get that offense rolling?
First of all, look how this one was almost blocked. My goodness, that was close. But to your point, I mean, these just quick hitters. We saw one play there. It was a gain of 5 yards. Hey, congratulations, Mr. Coors. You have your first completion. Let's see more of that because the run game isn't working, so you certainly don't want to do some play action. Let's just get these quick completions. Simple offense. Just simplify it. Go out there, hey, hit the flat, hit the quick out, hit the screens, and see what you can do if you build a few of those together.
We're going to have a hold here, so this one's going to come back under pressure and hit from behind. A sack by number 2. That's Kyle Harden. And I believe it's going to be a holding on the St. X offensive line. And we'll see what the yardage does, whether they decline this or they keep it.
Well, Harden's saying, decline it. I know it's going to hurt the team for a couple of yards, but give me my sack statistic. Harden has been a great sack getter for this team. No, they did decline it.
So give the sack to Kyle Harden.
His second of the game, and he's going to walk over and shake the hand of his head coach. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Coach, especially on a field where he might be playing college football at a year from now on Saturday. So it is back to the 38-yard line. A 10-yard sack, 2nd down and 20. And again, from the 42-yard line, it was a 6-yard loss. And again, the confidence of the Irish continues to build. Quick strike here, bobbled, but caught for a quick strike for about 4. Not quite back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll set up a 3rd down and 11 from the 47.
Another great opportunity for this Irish defense. You just hold your serve, you force the punt, and see if you can't give your offense another opportunity to make something happen here. 3rd and 11 certainly advantageous for this defense. I'd rush the passer, maybe keep 1 or 2 linebackers back to, avoid that big-time rush, but even then there's no running back in the backfield here.
So they drop back. 8 back, 3 on the line. Quick throw out, caught at the 50. Pickup of about 2. So once again, the defense of Cathedral holds on short field and will force a punt for St. X, their 3rd of the night.
So this defense going to head to the sideline. They're going to drink as much water as they can. They're going to say on their way, hey, offense, how about you give us a couple of first downs so we can take a breath? because this defense has been on the field for so long today. They really could use a long drive.
Move those darn sticks, would you, offense? We need a little bit
at least once.
Break.
At least once.
Ryan Freege back at the 15-yard line, awaiting the kick. Clock continues to run closer to the halfway point of this second quarter. The boot will come from the 35, and we're going to have a timeout as St. X tried to get Cathedral to jump, and we'll take it with them when we come back. 6:32 to go. Cathedral looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time on IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
St. X will line up to punt after another Cathedral third down stand defensively. Back to return it is Ryan Freege from the 15-yard line. 6:32 to go in the first half. Low snap. Boot is up. And it'll be fair called for. And fumbled.
Oh, man.
But the turf bounces it right back into Freege's hands. And Cathedral, who has struggled to get going here offensively, will take over from their own 18-yard line.
Freege got real lucky there. That certainly could have been going the other way. But now you give your offense another chance. We've seen a lot of failed drives today, and certainly over the last, 8 quarters. See if you can't go out there, move the chains a couple times, get in rhythm. A few quick pitches and catches. You can maybe run the ball a little bit once you move the chains once. But, man, this offense is going to need to find something here. You have plenty of time. You could be methodical.
Be interesting to see if Coach Peebles goes to any kind of misdirection, timing-type plays, maybe even some trickery up his sleeve just to get something going for more than 5 yards. They've had one completion that was for 5 yards, and we'll see if, as the refs come together here on the far side of the field, we'll see where they officially mark it. Laborers International Union of North America, LIUNA. We are the building future of America. The Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. We are LIUNA. We thank everybody for their support here on IndianaSRN. A beautiful Friday night here from Indy's campus as the Irish have 2 home games over the next 2 weeks. They will be at Butler University next week when they welcome in their rival from right down the road, right down Kessler. The Chittard Trojans and Cathedral will battle next week, and we're going to bring both teams to the sideline here. And the refs came together, and it looks like the kicking unit is going to come back out onto the field.
I wonder if they kicked it before they had the go-ahead.
So Freege will go back, and he's probably thinking, well, erase that play because I fumbled that thing, although he recovered it.
Boy, imagine if it was a full fumble and St. X took over, and then you go tell him a few minutes later you're going to flop this over.
So our great officiating crew here, led by Eric Gibson and Brian Davis. You don't see a re-punt that often.
And I wonder what happened here. We're never going to know, you and I sitting up here in the press box, but you wonder why.
Maybe a chain wasn't set because now the
they're
chain's
still
going to
not
come
set.
back. Now the
Yeah.
chain's going to have to come back. I've been doing high school games here for about 15 years on IndianaSRN, and it seems like once or twice a year we run into something where you go, well, I've never seen that before.
Well, let's try this again. It's a great opportunity if you are the punt returner and Freege here, because You had to fair catch, which certainly you never like to do. Then you dropped it. So now see if you can't get a return here.
Don't you bring the house here? I mean, look, you know that they're going to pin this inside of the 20-yard line.
And you nearly blocked it last time out.
And I think if you're Freegee, it will be interesting to see how he plays this. You don't want to see him drop 2 in a row.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have that in his head, thinking, oh, no, I need to make sure to get 2 hands on this.
So 4th and 10, we're going to repunt from the 35. There's the snap. Boot comes. It's another good one. Freegee on the way back, calls for fair catch. And that worked out for St. X. They gain about 5 yards, maybe even more. And Cathedral will take over inside of their own 10-yard line, trying to get the offense going here for the first time, as the Irish have 1 completion for 5 yards. And with 6:16 to go in this first half, they trail 17-0.
And this is certainly a tough spot. I mean, it was going to be tough to make any sort of offense work regardless, but starting from the 20 is a lot easier than starting from inside of your own 10-yard line. We're asking an offense to do something it has not done in a couple of games, and that's put together a productive drive, and then we're going to ask them to do that backed up near their own porch. This is a tough situation.
Yeah, you obviously want to keep those chains moving with 6:16 to go, but with a long drive here, ending in points, and not giving St. X a chance to go 2 for 1 when receiving that second half kickoff, I think is on the mind here. Delayed handoff.
Here we go.
Squeezes out of it. Plenty of room. First down. Past the 20. Picks up a block. Gets to the 40-yard line, and that's what Cathedral needed. Jimmy Pappas goes for a big gain of 32 yards and moved the sticks for the Irish on first down.
Is that not what the doctor ordered or what? Look at this replay here. I mean, he just made that cut and was off to the races. Arm tackle, arm tackle, arm tackle. Evaded all 3 and got a little bit of help there with the block. Great play.
Caden Martin, a.k.a. Tuna, opens up the big gap for the pickup of 32. They'll go right back to the ground here. Pickup of 5. So the Irish, matching what their defense has done, they're starting to pick up momentum.
Get up there and do it again. They just did 2 straight run plays. Same guy making great plays. Give Pappas another opportunity here. Get him back up to the line of scrimmage and hand the ball off. You finally found something that has worked. Keep going to it until it stops working, especially on 2nd down and short.
And 3 wide receivers set 2nd and 3 after a pickup of 7. Hers looks, fires, has a man, but just a little bit of timing there. Looked like he might have been called back, but Coors gave him an opportunity to catch that football.
Yeah, decent throw. Nearly knocked that right into the bucket, and unfortunately the receiver just kind of slowed up at the end. Only had 1 hand in the air as well. You need to get both up there and see if you can't make the over-the-shoulder grab. And now you have a little bit of confidence if you're the quarterback. Coors throwing it downfield there because he knows, hey, short yardage situation. I like what our running back's been doing of late.
Yeah, I think this is 4-down territory.
Absolutely.
You got 2 plays to get 3 yards. You got him lined up, stacked to the right. Fumble on the snap. There was some movement, no flags.
Yeah, I think the offense all thought that this was going to be blown dead.
So a little bit
including the quarterback.
Miscombobulation there. And now you're going to have to more than likely punt this
thing.
Man,
that is unfortunate because this defense jumped into the neutral zone. Looked like it should have been maybe blown dead.
Yeah.
But if you're the quarterback, you can never take that for granted, right? That is absolutely on the offense still. You can't be blaming the referees there for not blowing it dead. You hope that they would, but hey, guess what? Just take the snap, make the play. Maybe they throw, a flag for offsides, but you can't ever count on that.
Looked like it threw the timing of the center off there, and that's why the snap fumbled. And this is going to be a boot to about the 28-yard line on a sliding catch, and St. X will take over from the 28 with 4:44 to go with 17-point lead for the Bombers of St. X. Cathedral's defense has held strong, but they're going to need to do it again here. You want the football back if you're Cathedral.
And it's a defense that held strong pretty often last week against the number 1 team in Indiana and Brownsburg, ranked top 30 nationally. But they still gave up 26 points because the offense couldn't do anything. So 2 things can be true. You can play great defense, and you can still give up 20-plus points here. And, it's obviously a tough situation for this defense, how gassed they have to be. Finally got a couple of chains moved. We're able to take a little bit more of a break, but not that much. So you're still gassed. You're still needing more rest. You're still in the field too much. And eventually they're going to quit making these great plays because they're just simply going to run out of energy.
Pugh with a 3-yard run there to set it up here for a Second down and about 7. Just outside of the 30-yard line for St. X. Out of shotgun. Frey comes back, looks, and throws it across his shoulder. Kind of a no-look throw there, and it is caught by Cam Taylor for a first down.
Is Taylor the man or what? Man, this is a great wide receiver. He's not the biggest guy on the field. He's not the quickest, but he is just maybe one of the smarter receivers that you'll see. He knows exactly where to find the gaps, where to sit down, where his quarterback wants him to be. This is an impressive rapport between the first-year quarterback in Jackson Frey and his receiver Cam Taylor, who's been there for a while.
Cam Taylor's 4th catch of the night, his 10th of the season. 3 of those coming for touchdowns. Handoff in the backfield comes the Irish, and a big stop there, and a nice tackle by Caden Nelson. So that's a big stop on first down. Tackle for loss, and a 2nd and long comes up. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to play in this
Look
first
at number
half.
12 here, Nelson, coming from the secondary about 7-8 yards off the line of scrimmage, just reads the play beautifully, charges up, weaves his way through traffic, and makes a big-time hit. That's one he's going to be proud of on film tomorrow.
So mark it 2nd and 12, under 3 minutes to play, first half. Out of gun comes Frey. A look, quick throw, caught at the 45. Tackle from behind at the 47-yard line. So a pickup there of about 6 to set up a 3rd and manageable. 3rd down and 6 coming up for St. X.
Another example, just a quick toss. It's hard to cover plays like that because you have to really be in tight press coverage to stop that. I want to see this from the Cathedral offense. It doesn't take a lot to make the throw. It doesn't take a lot to make the catch. It's tough to defend, and sure, you're only gaining 5 or 6 yards at a time, but boy, that can add up, especially when it comes to building confidence for your quarterback. Beautifully executed. We've seen that all day from St. X.
Charlie Long with the tackle from behind to prevent more yardage. 3rd and 6, 2:09 to play. Frey looks, fires it, and it is behind his intended target, incomplete. 4th and 6. They will punt it, and we'll see Cathedral on an offensive 2-minute drill.
And just steady defense there. You didn't have a big pass rush. You didn't get the quarterback on the ground. There wasn't any big hit in the secondary. It was just simply we had more guys out there than they did. It was the throw that probably shouldn't have been made in a triple coverage. You didn't make a spectacular play, but you made just a stop, and that's all you can ask for.
Cathedral will have 3 timeouts to work with and a little bit under 2 minutes and the 2-minute drill to end the first half. Their defense has stepped up when needed. The boot once again from the 35. It's a good one. Free G. He's going to let it go over his head. It's going to take a great St. X bounce to the 10-yard line. So it'll be 90 yards for the end zone for Cathedral with 1:52 to go. All 3 timeouts. What we've seen a lot, Nathaniel, with that 2-minute drill is what sparks an offense. We'll see what the Irish can do offensively here with a sense of urgency.
You'd love to put something together here. You know you're going to throw the ball because there's no sense running the clock out. You're down on the scoreboard. Throw the ball here. See if you can't just get a nice drive here. Head into the locker room looking at each other and saying, okay, guys, we found the formula. We can do this.
1:52 to go. Coors out of the backfield. Takes a snap. Quick handoff. Nowhere to go. Pickup of about 1. Dangerfield gets past the line of scrimmage, no more. 2nd and 9.
They are kind of just...
Yeah, really no sense of urgency
letting
here.
things roll out here.
And I think they're content to take it to the locker room, trailing by 17. We'll see if they go for a quick strike here or if they continue to run the football. $1:20 to go. Handoff again, tries to break one, gets a little bit of room, skimmies out of it, and off to the races is Xavier Dangerfield, and he's caught from behind. You'll call a timeout now if you're Cathedral. Big time run there by Dangerfield.
A great name, an even better play. Man, twice now backed up against the own end zone. You're getting an aggressive front 7, and that means you can take advantage if you can get past those first 7 guys. He did, off to the races. And boy, now it's a whole new world for this offense.
Dangerfield gets no respect. Nope, he gets it there as he pushes it past the 40-yard line to the 38. Course out of shotgun, quick strike off of the pads of the intended target. That's Jackson Harvey. So we talked about that when you're on that 2-minute drill, that kind of really sparks your offense. And off to the races, down to the 40-yard line, tackled from behind to the 38. Second down and 10, 57 seconds to go. You really only need about 10 yards to be in field goal range for Cathedral and Krisiloff. In motion goes Nate Van. Rolls out, stops, steps up, gets a block, across his body, and Dinwiddie goes up and grabs it for a first down. Houston Dinwiddie with the catch. He's a bit hurt, got cracked in the ribs, but he says, I'm good. Let's line up and go for it here. First down, move the chains, 45 seconds to go.
Now you're certainly in field goal range with a great kicker. See if you can't get more here. Momentum, my goodness.
40 seconds left, course. Quick strike, caught. And you're going to have to get a timeout here.
I know I have a loud mouth, Tony, but it sounds like the coaches have heard me asking all game long to just get these quick hitters. That's twice now in a row where you just make the nice throw, you make the nice catch, and you live for the next down. That's impressive.
Van Viersen with the catch as we see Krisiloff run out to kind of get the lineup for what could be a field goal, but not yet. 33 seconds left. Second and 7, 21 yards to go.
Look at this throw.
And great job by Coors here to keep it alive, gets a block, and a strike. Dinwiddie goes up and gets it.
And now you finally have some semblance of a run game where you can do a little play action, where he can use that bootleg to his favor because the defense has to honor the possibility of a run, and that's going to be huge in the second half. Now, certainly you're still down, multiple scores. They're going to assume you're throwing the ball a good chunk of the time, but because you've had a little success running the ball, this is going to open up a whole new world of possibilities for the quarterback in Coors. And now it's his chance just to get up there, stay poised, stay calm, make your throws. You don't have to do anything too special. We're not asking you to be Cam Newton out here. We're not asking you to be Josh Allen out here. You just stand in the pocket, you deliver the strikes, you put them on target, and you hope your receivers can make the catches.
Huge catch there for Dinwiddie, his third of the year. He's got some hops. Don't know if he got them from his father or not, Peter, but he is. Oh, that is Johnson. Thank you. Johnson offensively with that catch. I was rizzing him up a bit. Oh, there we go. Evan Johnson with the catch goes up and gets it. So erase everything I just said.
I usually do. I just tune you out. I don't listen to a word you say, Tony, so you didn't make a mistake in my head.
Second and 7, ball on the 21. Still have 2 timeouts, so the running game's still an option here. Handoff. A little misdirection inside the 15-yard line.
Great option. And guess what? It stops the clock.
Mark it to the 14. Move the sticks, stop the clock, line up.
Don't even need to use your timeout because you pick up the first down.
Look to see if they'll spike it here. They will. And we got to get that clock back to about 22.3. We'll see if the refs come over. It should be 22.3 on the clock.
Yeah, they're going to have a fun time trying to communicate this.
Yeah. I think Peebles is going, hey, let's get up here. I think 22.3 was about where it was. So what do you dial up here? You've got the playbook open. You're inside of the 15-yard line.
Still have 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts. Running game still definitely an option here.
I think you keep running the ball. Let Dangerfield make some plays here. They're lining up like they're going to throw it here with the light box and with the trips formation, but run the ball here.
Van Viersen and Johnson
they
in
do
motion.
Single coverage everywhere.
Goes Harvey. Cores to throw it. Quick strike. Dropped. This one dropped.
How often did we see that last week? 13 drops against Brownsburg. You're not going to beat a good team if you can't catch the football, and that is a heartbreaker. That would have been great to have.
Evan Johnson made the great catch 3 plays ago with Cathedral's 4th drop of the night after having 13 in that loss last week to Brownsburg.
Now you need to pick up the first down or else the field goal unit's coming out. If you would have made that catch, it would have been near a first down, and you could have had a couple plays to work with.
Out of shotgun. Coors looks under pressure, steps up, gets out of it, and keeps the feet going.
Wow.
And it's going to be short of the first down. They're going to mark him at the 8-yard line.
But now you have maybe a little bit of a thought. Now they're not even thinking about it. Bring out your all-star kicker.
Yep, with 10.3 to go. I would have maybe waited to call that timeout to make sure that this was the last play. But on a 4th and 4, you want to get on the board here and cut this to a 2-possession game before half, knowing that St. X gets the football to start the second half.
And you know what? You finally feel good about what your offense has been able to do. It took the entire half, but you put together a good drive. In fact, 2 consecutive drives where you've picked up big chunk plays on the ground, so you know your run game is there. You found maybe a little something there, and your quarterback has stepped up and makes some good throws. Coors looks comfortable on this drive. He has not looked comfortable the entire game. So now you go into the locker room, you look around and say, guys, sure, we may be down by a few scores, but look what we just did. We just manhandled this St. X team in this second quarter. Let's go out and do it again in the 3rd and 4th.
You know, and I'd have to ask, do you just go 2-minute drill from here on out? I mean, you're only going to be down 2 possessions, assuming that Krisaloff puts this through, which he's been automatic from this range, a 27-yard attempt for the Eastern Michigan recruit. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is true. So the Irish on the board, 6 seconds to go in the first half. They trail 17-3 on IndianaSRN.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Six seconds to go here in the first half. Cathedral on a 2-minute drill gets a field goal from 32 yards out to put themselves on the board and to cut this to a 2-possession game heading into the locker room. Nathaniel Finch, Tony Donahue with you. Nathaniel, what did you like in that 2-minute drill? Obviously a big chunk play on the run. Got things going. Onside kick. Bounces up in the air, but St. X will take it.
I like just about everything I saw there on that drive, aside from a drop or two. That certainly needs to get cleaned up. But aside from that, I mean, some big run plays that worked, big chunk plays, also a run for a first down into the red zone. You saw the quarterback poised. He stood in the pocket. He made some good throws. He evaded the pressure. That is everything that Bill Peebles thought he would see for the entire year. That has not been the case yet, but now all of a sudden you're saying, okay, we know we are capable of it against a very good team from Ohio in St. Xavier. Let's see if we can regroup at halftime. Let's go over what we did wrong. Let's highlight what went really well on that drive and see what we can do in the second half. I think this is all new life for Cathedral.
We'll see if they decide to take a knee here or maybe throw it up and see what happens. They've got Frey by himself in the backfield. 4 wide receivers set. 2 at the top of your screen. 2 from the bottom. 48-yard line. 3 seconds. Steps up, fires, and incomplete there, and time will expire in the first half. Cathedral trailing 17-3 for the 4th-ranked team in the state of Ohio, St. X. Offense been a bit sputtery for Cathedral, but I think one of the positives heading into halftime, if you're the Irish, is the defensive stands we've seen.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again, and I'm worried that, you can't count on that for an entire second half because these guys have to be gassed. I mean, we'll find out the exact numbers here in a little bit, but the time of possession favors St. Xavier like you would not believe. That means the defense for Cathedral has been out there over and over, and yes, they're making great stops, and then they look out to the offense, and it's a 3-and-out, and it's another 3-and-out, and it's another 3-and-out. And it wasn't until the end of the half when we saw Cathedral start to make some plays. This defense, I mean, they stood in there and made some great plays, but they're going to be gassed. You know that you can count on some good plays from them, but I wouldn't count on, continuing these 3-and-outs on offense and just relying on the defense to make stops, because eventually you're going to run out of energy.
Yeah, Dangerfield rips off that big run. We will have the stats from the first half. We've got an awesome halftime conversation coming up here on Indiana SRN with Cathedral trailing 17-3. Let's look at some other scores here on Indiana SRN. Columbus East with a 35-13 lead at halftime. Chittard leads Roncalli 19-3 as well. We'll have some stats coming up for you to start the second half. An awesome conversation as well. Tony Donahue and Nathaniel Finch. We are at recess. St. X leads Cathedral 17-3 on Indiana SRN.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum. Enjoy. Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort, fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Welcome back to Key Stadium on the south side of Indianapolis. It is the University of Indianapolis, the host of tonight's game. St. Xavier out of Cincinnati, a top 5 team in Ohio. Certainly looks good in the first half, the 17-3 lead over the Fighting Irish of Cathedral. We're going to step away from the football side of things for a little bit, and let's talk with our guest. Rick Dunkel, you lead the broadcast program here at UIndy. What is your official title? Let me make sure we get this right.
Oh, I have so many titles. We're going to have to go for a while on this. Let's see. I am the general manager for WICR 88.7, our FM and HD 1 through 3 station here at the University of Indianapolis. I'm also the general manager of UIndy TV and then director of the media program within the communication department.
And about 100 other titles when it comes to all of the teacher stuff that you have going on. Well, Rick, I appreciate you taking time to talk with us. I want to highlight what you guys are doing here at UIndy, what broadcasting means, at the college level. Let's just start with it. Tell us about, you mentioned you have the HD 1, 2, and 3 stations. What are you guys doing at radio? What are you guys doing in TV to set up these student broadcasters up for success?
Well, I like to see one of our alums here interviewing me right now, so that just kind of shows that UIndy's got a program that is pretty well known in the state of Indiana and beyond. One of our recent graduates is off to ESPN headquarters, just graduated in May. So we've got a good program, not just for sports broadcasting, but across the gamut, really. Our radio station's a jazz and classical station, 88.7 The Diamond. We've got an HD2 channel, which is our the mirror image. When you're listening to jazz on one, you got classical on the other and vice versa. And then we've got an HD3 channel, which is our UIndy radio. That's the station by students for UIndy. And that's really like contemporary hits, the music that people want to hear in the CAF and around campus.
So it is a fully professional radio station operated by students. Let's talk about the TV side of things. You don't just do sports broadcasts. What else do you do in TV?
TV, we do everything that we can. We have a college media talk show. We have a morning talk show called Good Morning Greyhounds that just won the best college media talk show in the nation.
How about that?
So that's pretty good. We're pretty proud of that one. And there's a show you might have heard of called Last Call, which is our award-winning, one of our award-winning sports shows that broadcasts every Monday at 6 o'clock. And then another one, Grand Slam Sports, which is our Friday at 6 o'clock sports show as well. So we kind of bookend the week so that you are always kept in the loop on all the sports that are happening. We cover talk and we do news.
I like that. So for radio, 88.7 on your radio dial, how do people watch all of your television broadcasts?
You can check us out on YouTube right now. Our feed is youtube.com/@UNDTV. You can
Nice
get us
and
on
easy.
Instagram as well. We're on TikTok, UND Studios over there. We're on every platform. You just got to search for us, and you'll find us out there.
Okay, let's talk about what this program does for students. You talked about, obviously, myself being an alum. I went through the program. Everything I learned there was fantastic. You talked about Liam, who now is headed out to Bristol, Connecticut as an ESPN employee. I mean, everything you're doing here, how is this setting up students for the real world?
All of our practices, UND and certainly the communication department pride themselves in the experiential learning. So we really focus on making sure that our classes are designed like the real world interface. So when you're taking a radio class, you're working for the radio station, you're doing the production, you're on air, you're doing interviews, you're doing remote broadcasts. When you're in the TV station, you're learning how to do interviews, on-air talent, direct, even running a teleprompter. I mean, it is an operation that you become a part of, and it is mirrored off of the real-world environment. So when they're leaving the university, they're walking straight into jobs. A lot of them are already hired before they even walk across that stage.
I love that. It was the case for me, too, and I appreciate everything that you and the program did for me in my career so far. You are the head of the radio station, the head of the TV station. How do those two kind of collaborate together? What all do you have on the docket there?
Yeah, we've got a lot of collaboration going on. You know, when breaking news stories hit, we kind of we've got a rapid response team group chat, so people figure out what resources we've got to deploy for those. The radio station's doing a podcast the TV station's doing a podcast this year. The radio station's promoting what we've got going on television. They've got a new morning show on UND Radio that premieres Monday, 8 to 10 every day. So definitely want to check that out. And a lot of our staffs cross-collaborate, so they get involved in both, because you never know. You want to make sure when you graduate that you've got the skills of both, because you don't know where you're going to land that job. We had radio professionals that end up doing anchoring jobs in television. We've got engineers that spend 3 years focused on radio, their first jobs in television. So we really make sure that you get the wide gamut experience so that no matter where you land, you know what you're doing.
Now, Rick, you wear all these hats, and again, it's Rick Dunkel who leads the broadcasting program here at UND. He's our halftime guest, and you wear all these hats. You lead the radio station, you lead the TV station. You're not doing it alone in terms of professional staff members, but there's not a lot. So you really have to lean a lot on these students and kind of treat them like they're professionals, right?
Yeah, I think that's what makes our program so unique is, at the radio station, I've got 8 paid student managers. They interview, they get jobs, and then we give them tuition reimbursement back for the hours that they work for us. They're all heads of their own departments that they run with. Then the students that take the class work for them. Same with the TV station. I've got 7 student managers over there. And they all produce their own shows. They're responsible for training. It's a huge mentorship program, but also, we're involved in so many things. We produce the sports for a lot of the home games, football, basketball for the university. So we're spread all across campus doing promotional videos, everything. So it really takes having those student managers and getting that experience and being able to lead, so that when they're leaving, they already know how to lead those departments.
If you're a student, let's say a Cathedral student, maybe you're St. Xavier looking for where you want to go for college, and you want to go into broadcasting, why choose UND?
You got to choose UND because we're the best.
There you go.
I don't say that lightly. The city of Indianapolis, all of the media outlets here in town, they call us continuously trying to recruit our graduates, and like I said, students before they graduate. Most of our radio staff, I would say, is also working at different radio stations around town, top 40 stations, #1 station in the market. Same with TV. Our recent graduates are now producers at WTHR, all the major stations. So I think that that's really the advantage. We're a little big city, so all the media conglomerates kind of know one another. I have lunch with a lot of the studio heads throughout the years so that we can keep track of what they're interested in, what they're looking for graduates, and then we make sure that the way that we're training in classes and teaching fits what then those employers are looking for, because we always have our eye on, okay, what do you want to do when you get out? Let's figure out what are the steps and what are the things you need to do to get there so that you're fully qualified and ready to go when you leave.
And sticking kind of on that topic, it's Rick Dunkel who leads the broadcasting program here at UIndy. You send students to internships. You've talked about the relationships you have with some of the TV stations, radio stations, and whatnot around the city of Indianapolis. How do the internships work? Let's say, again, you're a prospective student, you're a junior at Cathedral, and you say, all right, I want to go, into the field of broadcasting. How do the internships work through your program?
We have a dedicated internship coordinator within the Department of Communication. His name is Jeff Teague. He actually worked in the industry for 30 years. He knows a lot of the broadcast professionals around town. He organizes our career fair. That's another thing. We make sure that our students get involved in career fairs right from the very beginning, even as freshmen. Even if you're not looking to get a job right away, it starts teaching you those skills of being able to do the cold interviews. And what's fascinating, has been fun to watch, is that all the recruiters and the employers actually start tracking our students from as early as their freshman year, when they're kind of awkward and don't know how to interact, to then by the time they're seniors, they've developed relationships, and they're asking them like, hey, did you make this work out for you? Like, what are you looking to do when you get out? And so that by the time they're seniors, when they're leaving that career fair, they've got job offers.
And obviously, you can go to another school, you can be in a smaller town, let's say in Terre Haute, for example, but just having the call letters of what you get in this market in Indianapolis, that just adds something. Even though maybe you're doing similar things at, say, Fox 59 as you would, WANE in Fort Wayne or some of the stations in Terre Haute, but just being in Indianapolis gives you such an advantage there, just having that on your resume.
Yeah, and the market has changed. It used to be that even if you went to school in Indianapolis, you did your internships in Indianapolis, you may have to take a job out of state in one of those smaller markets. That's completely changed. Now we're training people with the equipment, with the experience that they need, so that they can walk right into those broadcast stations that are kind of in the higher market, talking 24, 25 markets instead of maybe having to go to the 40 markets or something like that. So it really has been a very synergistic relationship that we've established with the Indianapolis broadcasting entities, so that we can develop that and have feeder programs into those institutions.
Rick, I have two more questions for you. Very important. This is Rick Dunkel, who leads the broadcasting program here at the University of Indianapolis. First, if you are a student and you want to learn more or even apply or come be a part of your broadcasting program, where do you go?
You go to uindy.edu. That's where you're going to get all the main information. You can also look up the communication department website just by doing uindy.edu space communication, hitting return in your field. It'll pop it up right there. It's got all the faculty contact information. You can shoot me an email if you're interested in broadcasting. And then keep an eye out. If you're a high school student, we offer workshops throughout the year, especially if you're into sports broadcasting, where we bring in Scott Eaker, Fox Sports anchor, voice of Cathedral, who comes in and does workshops on football play-by-play, football announcing. He does it for basketball, and then we're going to be adding baseball this year as well. And those are free for high school students. We provide lunch. We provide the whole day of training, so you get that immersive experience, and we really just do it as a service to Indiana students, wherever they are.
The final question for you, Rick. If you are at home and you want to support, how can people support your program? What can you do to help support the students and everything you have going on? Because I know it's always a push every year.
Well, we're going to have a pledge drive here in about 2 weeks on WICR, so you can go to WICRonline.org and we'll have our major pledge drive giving out gifts in return for your generous donations. But there's always an opportunity to support local broadcasting, and you just need to go to und.edu/give, and you can find out more about those opportunities as well.
Rick Dunkel is his name. He leads the broadcasting program here at the University of Indianapolis. If you want to contact him specifically, it's easy. Rick Dunkel is his name. It is Dunkler at und.edu. Dunkel, D-U-N-K-E-L. And then, of course, the R at the end. He's the Dunkler, as
you
we
missed
call
an
him.
E, I think, in there.
Well,
D-U-N-K-L-E-R at und.edu, and I'll answer any questions you got.
Rick, thank you so much, and enjoy the second half. I appreciate you.
Yeah, good to see you.
We'll be back after this. This is Indiana SRN.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on Indiana SRN, which means more games for you. It's Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys, look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the...
It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Halftime here from UIndy, where the Cathedral Fighting Irish find themselves in a 2-touchdown hole, trailing to St. X 17-3, and a battle of field position in that first half. The Cathedral Fighting Irish defense stepping up. Offense saw some life there with that late push in the second quarter in the 2-minute drill, which led to the first scoring of the night. That was a 35-yard Krisaloff field goal to cut it to a 2-possession game, 17-3. We'll see what the Irish can do here defensively to start the second half, as St. X will have the kickoff to get things started here in the third quarter. Let's go over some stats from that first half. As mentioned, 17-3 the score, 8 first downs for St. X compared to Cathedral's 4, all 4 of those coming late in that second quarter. 3 of 13 is Coors for 22 yards, while Jackson Frey is 11 of 16 for 130 yards, a touchdown, and that first quarter interception. The run game for the Cathedral Fighting Irish. Dangerfield, 7 runs for 73 yards, including the 51-yard run there late in the second quarter, which set up the field goal. 6 attempts for Jimmy Pappas, 41 yards. He has a long of 30. And the defense of Cathedral, the Irish really sticking it to the rushing game of St. X. They have Aiden Graham, 2 attempts for 7 yards. Stegbauer, 4 attempts for 3 yards. And Vollmer, 1 attempt for 1 yard. And then Jackson Frey has been sacked 3 times by this Irish defense. Both teams have lost a fumble. In fact, Cathedral has lost 2. And each on both sides came on the very next play. Cathedral coughed it up and then got it right back. So the Irish trailing 17-3 on the scoreboard. Tony Downey and Nathaniel Finch here with you. Week 3 of the high school football season on Indiana SRN. Let's look at our Class 5A top 5 presented by Aspen Creek Grill. New Pal, number 1, East Central. Bloomington South, Plainfield, number 4. and Cathedral ranked 5th. We want to thank the entire crew here from IndianaSRN. Greg Smith, Jack Wright, Christian Oates, Tony Donahue, and Nathaniel Finch for being here. We will be back on these airways on IndianaSRN. Don't forget to like us on social media and check us out. Subscribe on YouTube for all of the upcoming high school football action here from around the state of Indiana and college action. We'll have DePaul and Rose Holman on RHIT.TV coming up for you tomorrow. But Cathedral will take on Chittard next Friday night from the friendly confines of Butler University and the Butler Bowl. So if you can't make it out to the Butler Bowl, join us right here at IndianaSRN, 6:50 pregame, 7:05 your kick. The Irish trailing 17-3, 1-1 on the young season. Let's look at some other stats here from the Irish in that first half. Evan Johnson had that big catch to keep the drive going for 14 yards. Nate Van Veers, 2 catches, 8 yards. And that is just the 3 completions for the Fighting Irish. Zion Hill had the interception, returned that for 7 yards. And Dockery as well as Dangerfield both had fumbles lost. Both of those coming in that first half. Defensively, Charlie Long, 3 tackles. Solo-wise, 1 assisting. He has 4 total. And Kyle Harden, the Ball State commit, has 3 tackles. 2 of those for sack as we get ready for this opening kickoff of the second half. Tony Donahue and Nathaniel Finch with you. Last kickoff, the Irish went for an onside kick, that albeit with just 6 seconds remaining in the half. Here's the boot. We're underway in the second half. Lights are on. Under the lights, we had a little bit of a rain shower at halftime. Looks like that has mostly died down, but maybe a little bit of a slick field here. What do you expect the Irish to come out to do here in this second half to cut into this 14-point deficit?
Well, you want to see the defense do what it did the entire first half. Get stops. Be methodical. Obviously, you see 17 points on that scoreboard, but it didn't come because of a bad defense. It was kind of poor offense, put St. X in a good spot time and time again. Now you finally have a full field to work with. Play good defense. Get the ball to your offense.
The first possession of this third quarter belongs to St. X. Chittard leading Roncalli 26-3. Columbus East and Seymour 35-20 across our airwaves here on IndianaSRN. Frey out of shotgun. Quick pass on the out route. Caught and jumps forward to about the 27-yard line. So a pickup of 7 on first down. Again, these quick hitters that we see out of St. X, like you said, you want to flip that Cathedral-wise and try to get some of those quick hitters here early to get some confidence under cores in the third quarter.
Well, Steve Specht is in his 23rd year here at the helm of St. X, and you can clearly see that, this is a staple. We're going to put the quarterback in good situations. We're not going to ask him to go out there on second down and long on 3rd and 15 and make silly throws. They're just taking a lot of pressure off of his back.
Delayed handoff. Squirms out of the first hit, but the rush of Irish come through for the tackle for a loss. Alex Couch with the big hit, pushes it back, so a third down coming up here for St. X.
A 3rd and 1, too. This is a tough situation if you were a defense because the offense maybe is confident enough to go for a deep shot, or you can just try to run the ball up the middle and get 1 yard. Regardless, it puts this defense in such a tough spot. You have no idea what is coming. That is why these 2nd and shorts and 3rd and shorts are so key here for both of these offenses.
3rd and 1 from the 29-yard line. Forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. Out of shotgun, Frey. Quick pass deflected in the backfield. Incomplete. Getting the mitts on it was number 23, Charlie Long, and it'll set up a 4th down and 1.
And how about that? Just count on your pass rush to get it done. They've been getting home all day long. They brought the quarterback down multiple times, and this time they just find a way to get in and make the great play and bat it down.
Long read it on the blitz, got his glove up, batted that down, and 4th and 1 defensively. Cathedral stands once again. And we'll see if we get a return here. What Cathedral hasn't been able to do in the first half is flip field position, an opportunity to do that here. Here's the boot from about the 18. It's a good one. Taken at the 32. Shakes past the first defender and is tackled at the 40-yard line. Mark at the 39, so the best offensive field position for the Cathedral Fighting Irish coming up on their first possession. Officially Human, our mission is to restore respect for game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and court. Do your part. Practice good sportsmanship. No officials, no game. Tony Donahue, Nathaniel Finch here. You got the defensive stop to start the half that you needed for Cathedral. Only a minute 37 has gone off the clock. Plenty of time here offensively. What can you take from that late drive in the second quarter and apply it here to the second half?
Well, you finally found a run game. Use it.
Kors hands it off. Gets some space to run. Does Pappas, and he gets to about the 46-yard line. So what we didn't see in the first half was chunk yardage on first down. We see it there. Sets up a second and short.
And they're going to get right up there. Try it again. Keep handing the ball off until they make the stop.
Yeah, the 2-minute drill seemed to work. Pappas has it. Pass midfield. Pass the line of scrimmage. First down.
And now all of a sudden the defense has to respect your ability to run the ball. Now that you've backed it up and done it in the second half as well, this is going to open so much for not only the play action game, but just simply opening up lanes for the quarterback to throw to. I mean, things just way opened up for Kors.
A little bit of misdirection here so far for the Irish running it, and that's going to be a hard hit as one of the offensive linemen lost his hat. That is Martin Tuna. He'll have to come out as his helmet goes off. Nothing he could do. He's kind of hit from behind there. Looked like the hand of the defender is what pushed that helmet off. So a second down and long here as they're going to mark that about a yard loss. So it'll be actually a 2nd and 11.
How about just a quick little pass? Prove to your quarterback that he can make a completion. Maybe something out to the flat in the slot.
Man in motion. Kors has it. Out of shotgun. Hands it off. Shimmy shake. Gets past the line of scrimmage for plus yards. A gain of 3. So a 3rd and long coming up here in plus territory after the 3-yard pickup by Pappas.
And now you see if this was all for naught. You put together, obviously, a great stop on defense and then some really good plays here on offense. But now that it's 3rd and long, you have to back it up. You can't run the ball now. You really have to make the throw, make the play on offense, and keep this drive going, or else it's all for naught. You're punting it away.
Dangerfield in the backfield. 4 wide set. Kors call out an audible. 7 seconds on the play clock. Kors out of gun, fakes the handoff, steps up. Now he's going to scramble. On the run, flag, fires it downfield out of bounds. Incomplete. More than likely, based on that run, it's going to be a hold. And Kors comes up after the hit a little bit gimpy.
Yeah, you hate to see that when you're trying to evade the rush, making a play, and then you see the yellow come out. It's kind of just a signal to, hey, give up. This one is probably over, and now you're going to have to bring out the punt team. That is brutal. We haven't seen penalties be an issue at all. And I hate to say that because now we could see a barrage here in the second half, but it's really been rare. Both these teams very disciplined. When you have Bill Peebles, who is now in his 21st year of coaching football, and then you have Steve Speck for the Bombers, who've been there for 23 years, you're going to have disciplined football teams.
Great point. Just 2 penalties on Cathedral in that first half, 1 on St. X in the first half. But an opportunity here to pin St. X deep, continue to make progress when you flip the field and you flip the field position. Kristoloff, one of the best punters in the state. High snap, gets it, corrals it, boots it, bounces at about the 15. It's going to roll, and it'll hold up at the 12-yard line. So that's where St. X will take over for their second possession of the third quarter. So a little bit of an offensive spark there. You get into plus territory. Drive fizzles out. Once again, the Irish will have to call on their defense to get that football back.
But the good news is you got a first down, which the fact that we're saying is good news, really saying something for this team that has the most state titles out of anybody in the state of Indiana. But the way that they were able to just move the chains, get the ground game running, sure it stalled out, sure you had the penalty, would have been an incomplete pass regardless, but you know that there's a way to exploit this defense. It can be done. Go do it your next drive.
Cathedral 0 of 8 on 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, this one's on me. I said we weren't going to have penalties, and here we go, 2 straight. This is on the old announcer's jinx. This is on me, Tony.
Yep, so they're going to move it back. Cathedral will take it, though. This will move it back. And the drive for St. X will now start at the 9-yard line on the 5-yard penalty. So 1st and 15 for St. X to start this, and their offense, and we've given credit to Cathedral's defense, their offense has sputtered here over the last 3 or 4 possessions as well.
Yeah, really just a testament to how good this defense has been.
High snap, gathered, corralled, handed off past the 10-yard line, mark it to the 12. That'll be a pickup of 3, 2nd down and 13 for St. X.
And here's the difference. If you didn't have the penalty, then you're 2nd down and medium, 2nd down and manageable. But now it's 2nd behind the sticks. Penalties can really kill drives before they even start. We'll see if this Fighting Irish defense can capitalize.
So 2nd and 13. 3 wide set. 4 on the line, now 3 on the line defensively. 5 in the box for the Irish. Quick throw, deflected, batted around, almost picked off, incomplete. Nonetheless, for Cathedral's defense, they get a stop, and it'll be 3rd down and long. Mark it 3rd and 13 from the 11-yard line.
Still need one more play out of this defense. Then you can go take a break. Make a stop, make a play. It doesn't have to be some crazy interception or a fumble recovery. Just force the incompletion, and you're going to go drink some water and see if your offense can come out again around midfield with some great field position.
Big 3rd down here for the Irish defense. 3rd and 13. 3 wide set. Up back, tailback in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Shimmy shake to the left, stuffed at the 15, and we're going to have a penalty flag. It's coming in the area of holding. We'll see what the call is here. It is a hold. I think you go ahead and, we're going to have a late flag. We have a late flag. So the first is a hold, which you would decline because it's 4th and about 8, and we'll see what the unsportsmanlike
conduct is. This second one's going to go against the
here.
Bombers as well. So absolutely melting down if you're St. Xavier right now.
And I think if you're Cathedral, you have to keep an eye on this, knowing that the momentum is shifting towards your side. Your defense is playing really well. And if you can get any kind of spark out of the offense, you could find yourself cutting this deficit in half.
And you know how much you have now frustrated the St. X offense. I mean, if you're watching the NFL game last night, how about play number 1? Dak Prescott just spits on the ground. It upsets the best defensive player maybe in football, and Jalen Carter. He spits on Dak Prescott. If you can just get the defenders or get the opposition fired up, see if you can make them make a mistake, make them draw the penalty. Carter got ejected. It was a huge storyline the entire game. Here, this is big. You anger this offense. You're already making them upset because you've gotten stops time and time again since that first quarter, and now all of a sudden, see if you can't capitalize moving forward on an angry other team that's going to be prone to make more mistakes.
Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent, proudly representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call them today, 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow.
They did call an unsportsmanlike on both teams, so you just cross all those out, and we'll just no play here.
Offsetting unsportsmanlikes. And the punt unit for St. X will come in to punt this away from the 1-yard line. The Irish in prime position to have great field position on their second possession of the second half.
If they can field this, saw him muff a punt nearly earlier and fumble a kickoff return.
They're showing blitz. There's a snap. Good snap. Boot is up. Low kick. Fielded. Free G, 45-yard line. Tries to shake past one defender, and his forward progress gets them to the 49-yard line. But the Irish will start in plus territory on their second possession here of the second half.
Now, they started near the same area earlier. It was a 3-and-out. So we're not saying that, this is guaranteeing you anything, but you love to have this good field position. This is why you punt the ball away when you're in plus territory, because you can rely on the defense and see if you can't give it another try with a fresh set of downs. We'll see what the offense can do here, but you love this situation now on the opposite side of the 50. Run the ball.
For those of you balancing 2 football games tonight, because obviously the NFL doesn't care about high school football and wants to play a game on Friday, the Chargers lead the Chiefs 7-0. I don't think college should play on Friday night, and I surely don't think NFL should be playing on a Friday night. São Paulo, Brazil, or not, don't matter to me. First handoff, no gain. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? If you're looking for fresh, amazing food and service who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. We talked about our Aspen Creek Grill top 5 in Class 5A. Cathedral finds himself 5th. Here's the handoff. Dangerfield shakes through one tackle, gets past another, gets past the 45-yard line to the 46. It'll be a 3rd and manageable here at a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, now, again, you got to go make the play, because if this is going to be 4th and 2, you're not going to go for it. I guess potentially there's a chance you could, but you really just want to pick up all 5 of the yards here. Go make a play with your arm if you're the quarterback course.
There's a jump there.
Yeah, that's a freebie.
That's a freebie, so we'll see if the yardage is enough for the first down. And a nice move there on a delayed count. Lyndall Tipton, the center. And that'll be enough for a first down. So you'll take them how you can get them, Nathaniel Finch, especially here in the second half, when you've got to find yourselves at least into the end zone twice to tie this game up.
And you know it's an aggressive front 5, and you know it's a defensive line that has nearly jumped into the neutral zone multiple times, so why not give it a try? Go out there with a hard count. It worked.
Coors will keep it. Gets past the 45, and he will slide forward to the 31-yard line. A pickup of close to the sticks. That'll be second down and 2 on the 8-yard pickup.
I'll tell you what, we've seen this quarterback a few times today trying to evade pressure. Looks like he's running on the beach, running in sand, but there, man, it was a hard turf. He just took off running, and he looked quick.
We'll hand it off here in the backfield with some movement. Passes the 30-yard line, gets right to the sticks. I believe it'll be enough for a first down. So 2 first downs in 3 plays, albeit 1 with the penalty marker. You'll take that. Bill Peebles' offense slowly starting to find themselves a rhythm, and it starts with that offensive line.
Obviously, the offense feels great about what it is doing right now. You got to keep that up. But now the defense gets to continue to sit on the sideline and rest. That is huge for these big men.
Complimentary football being played. First down pass across the slot and thrown just ahead of the intended target. That was
another
Connor
flag.
O'Brien, and we have a late flag in the backfield. I believe this is going to be on Cathedral. Personal foul after the play. You just don't need that when you're down 14.
You don't need that if you're up 14 either, but certainly not if you're down and trying to mount this comeback. And the way your offense has struggled to put together drives and struggled to find yards, you cannot just give up a freebie 15 here.
So the officials will come together. You can become an IndianaSRN sponsor today. Support high school and college athletics across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of our loyal viewers each week. Contact Keith. Coach at IndianaSRN.org. That's coach at IndianaSRN.org. We will wait for the call. Dead ball. Our ineligible receiver downfield, and then personal foul. So, offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct.
How about that?
An ineligible player downfield. So 2 times in the last 4 plays, Nathaniel, we have seen offsetting personal fouls, getting a little bit chippy down here halfway through this third quarter.
And again, we just can't have it. Again, if you're down 14 the way the Cathedral is, keep your cool. If you're up 14, come on, we can't be having that kind of stuff either. So obviously the ineligible man downfield is separate, but when you just have these late flags that come after the play, unnecessary stuff, you just can't have that. And you know both of these long-term coaches are going to be ripping into their team this weekend.
Ball in a 34. They'll have to get to the 19-yard line for a first down. 1st and 15. Coors fires it deep and out of bounds. There was some contact, but I don't believe that was a catchable football.
And that's been the issue here. Oh, there's another penalty. You know what, Tony? I said there were no penalties. This is on me.
It's time for you to sit out a few plays.
I'm going to go take a lap.
It's going to be holding on the offense, and that'll move it back even more for Cathedral. So a drive that they had flipped the possession and the field position has now continued to go backwards, back-to-back penalties, and Cathedral up against it.
And now what is this, a 7-8 play, 6-yard drive? Because all the yards you've gained, you've now lost, and now you're back nearly where you started. This is not what you were hoping for when you got that punt right around midfield.
1st and 26, you got to get it to the 19-yard line on first down. That's going to be a pickup of about 2. So it should be second down here in about 24. Mark at 23. Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Tony Donahue and Nathaniel Finch with you. Second down and long. Handoff. Got some positive yardage there down to the 35-yard line. But it yet again will be a third and long from the 34.
So here's what you do. You figure out whatever field goal target range is for your all-star kicker and Krisiloff, and you just get there. Maybe they need 5 yards. Maybe they need 6 or 7. Maybe they're in it. You never know how confident Bill Peebles is, but you just run the ball and see if you can't get to that target and set yourself up with a field goal. There's no reason to take a deep shot here and risk anything poor.
I think you want to try to get a chunk on a pass here, and if you can get something going, which they do to the 29, you think about taking the points here. It's going to be 10 yards for a first down.
Yeah, kick the field goal.
Although a field goal still keeps it at a 2-possession game.
There's still plenty of time left in this game. There's no reason to overthink it. You just go out there, you set yourself up for success. They did that. They found their field goal target range. They got inside of it, and now they can let their all-star kicker and Krisiloff put this one in between the pipes.
Krisiloff, the Eastern Michigan recruit. This will be from 46 yards out. He's 1 for 1 on the night from 35. Krisiloff awaits the snap. Boots it. It's got the distance, and it is true. From 46 yards out, Krisiloff puts it through the pipes, and the Irish 6 straight points here. They trail 17-6 on IndianaSRN.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen, skip pass, Mays with 3. Mays drive, floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side, 40, 35, 30, block to the outside, 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there, and finally, somebody gets on the board.
$17 to 6, Cathedral cuts this to an 11-point game. Tony Donahue and Nathaniel Finch with you. 3:37 to go, plenty of time, but drives continue to stall out here for Cathedral.
Yeah, and you like that you got the 3 points at least, but to your point, what good does that do for you when you're down 14? Now, there's plenty of time, so it will do good, but you get the point. You wanted a touchdown. You couldn't get it because so many penalties. I mean, that's something they're just going to have to clean up. You cannot have some of these easy penalties.
Here's the kick. It'll be no, it will not. It will go through the end zone for a touchback. So the defense of Cathedral has sparked the offense here, and once again, you're calling on the Irish defense to have a quick stop and get the football back with just 3:37 to go here in the third quarter.
How about the kick there from Krisiloff? My goodness, that is a college-level kick. That is tough to make in high school. He is going to be a great player on Saturdays next year.
Cathedral will see Chittard next week. Friday night football right here in IndianaSRN from Butler University. Chittard leading Roncalli right now 26-3. Columbus East with a 42-27 lead over Seymour. So we'll see if the defense can continue to hold. It's been a full quarter since St. X has scored. Under pressure, squirms out of it, plenty of room now, but he's tracked down from behind for the sack. Number 23, Charlie Long, but he is down holding his knee. And we have a late flag. Charlie Long with the sack. He's holding his knee. That does not look good. We will take a break here on IndianaSRN, and we will come back, get you up to speed on the penalty marker. And
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Nathaniel wanted some penalties. He's getting them. This time it's offsetting once again. And we talked about the chippiness down there, Nathaniel Finch. That is the third offsetting unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah, and these two long-time coaches, they've been at their schools for over 20 years. They're not going to like that. They are certainly not going to like that. That will be addressed in practice. You simply cannot have those. They're lucky that they've all been offsetting, because if they're not, that's 15 yards the other way. We saw that once with Cathedral. You got to take it easy here.
So the sack for Long makes it a second down and long. And they're going to have to get to the 30-yard line. Quarterback keeper scrambles away, passes the 20 to the 25, and he's going to be tackled past the sticks. It'll be a first down for St. X.
Yeah, Frey showing his wheels. Hasn't really displayed that a ton today. He's been staying in the pocket for the most part, but they're able to go and make a nice little play.
And we're going to have a measurement here. We'll see what the forward progress is. And I believe it's enough for a first down. Yes, they will move the chains. Does St. X. It was close on the mark. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer for us today? 317-686-6239. That drumstick dash right around the corner. Coming up in Thanksgiving. 2.5 months away. It'll be here before we know it. 3:03 to play, 17-6. St. X with the football and the advantage, going deep down the sideline and incomplete. So a shot there on first down for St. X. Falls incomplete.
Haven't really seen a ton of deep shots from this offense. It has all been the short and intermediate throws. That's kind of the first time we've seen him really try to uncork a long one. Not successful there, but you know, if you're a quarterback, you love those. Give yourself a chance to make a big play.
2:57 to play, third quarter. Back and forth contest here since St. X went up 10-0 and then 17-0. It's been 6 straight on field goals for Cathedral. 2nd and 10. Stacks, hands it off, met in the backfield, loses his footing, and I think it's going to be a loss of 1. So a third down and long coming up here. The Irish defense trying to get off the field, 3rd and 11.
And how many times have we seen this of late, making great plays on 1st and 2nd down to set yourself up for 3rd and long. Now you just got to make the simple play, get the punt team out, see if your offense can't operate with about 60, 70 yards ahead of them.
So 3rd down, just past the 31-yard line. 2:20 to play, 3rd quarter. 3 wide receivers to the right. Frey alone in the backfield. One-on-one, top of your screen. He'll look right. 2-step drop, fires the seam, waits for it, caught, and off to the races goes Aiden Newtongate, and he's going to take it to the house for a touchdown on 3rd and 9. A bit of a delayed pass there, gets some free touchdown from 71 yards out.
You'll take a look at the replay here, just finds his way behind the coverage. There are 3 golden domes right here, it doesn't matter. He makes the catch, and he's off to the races. One guy falls, everyone else gives chase, but nobody can catch up. That was a beautiful throw, a great catch, knowing where the defense was, and it was just the Fighting Irish unable to get quite in the right position. That easily could have been an incomplete and a punt, but instead, here we are.
Yeah, that takes the wind out of the sails for the Irish with 2:03 to play in the 3rd quarter. The extra point is up, and it is good. A 3rd down strike for Painter puts St. X up 24-6 on IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
On 3rd and 11, St. X strikes on a touchdown pass for 71 yards. The drive goes 85 yards in a minute 58, and the Fighting Irish of Cathedral, a defense which has held strong, Nathaniel Finch. 3rd and 11, you give up that touchdown. Absolutely not ideal for the Irish.
Yeah, and it was a obviously mishap in the defensive secondary, but you can't really blame this Irish defense because they have done everything they could today to make these stops. The 2 touchdowns we saw prior were all, with unfavorable field position. That one takes the wind out of the sails.
Here we go. The Irish on the ensuing kickoff take it to the 38-yard line. Got some space there. And Ollie Lewis with the return and some good field position here for the Irish, trailing 24-6.
And I'll tell you what, since Bill Peebles took over 8 years ago here at Cathedral, I mean, they've played St. X now. This is the 5th time. They've all been one-score thrillers. Peebles has won 2 of those. And, we came in thinking, okay, well, this could be another one of those one-score thrillers. We'll see. It's going to take a lot. Certainly, if they can bring it within 1 score, I'd qualify that as a thriller.
Out of gun. Handoff. Pappas has it. Passes line of scrimmage. Tries to spin out of it, but a pickup of 2 on 1st down.
And I'll tell you what, kudos to what Peebles has done since he took over here at Cathedral, because St. X won the first 15 games of this matchup. Well, he's won 2 of the last 4. It's been impressive, but, we'll see if he can get another one.
This is a matchup that has been going on since 1999. We have an injury. We'll take a timeout here on IndianaSRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact.
So after the injury, it's a 2nd down and 7. Of course, hands it up. Pappas tries to cut back. He is stuffed. Ball loose. Recovered by St. X. So,
adding insult to injury there, man, that is a tough one.
Yeah, and you think about with this team of Cathedral, they started to get the momentum back. Their offense was catching up to their defense when it comes to momentum. And then the 3rd and 11 strike for a touchdown, and now the fumble. St. X will take over with the football at the 44-yard line.
And you know what? This has been a really impressive effort by the defense and special teams here of Steve Speck's Bombers, because how often have we seen them reach in and rip the ball out? We've seen so many fumbles today, or just guys reaching in and attempting to rip it out. I mean, this is a team, when you play St. Xavier, the number 4 ranked team in Ohio, you have to be absolutely disciplined. And not to say the Cathedral hasn't been, but it's certainly, it's a tough ask.
Quick strike, batted down, incomplete. That was McCullough. Had a chance at the interception, bounces it off his pad. Sorry, it was Shannon who batted it down. So that'll be an incompletion. And a 2nd and 10 coming up, 1:22 to go.
Now if you're Cathedral, I mean, I know there's still a whole quarter left, but you just hope you can get maybe a turnover here and spark something on the offense, start the comeback.
Out of shotgun, handoff, past the 40-yard line to the 38 as a gangle of Cathedral Irish on the tackle for a pickup of 6.
I'll tell you what, Tony, when you had the ball in the red zone and down by 14, what feels like a year ago, but really just a couple of drives ago, you felt great if you were Cathedral. Hey, we're going to get back in this game. We're going to go score a touchdown, make it a one-score game. Instead, you have to settle for the field goal, then you give up the long touchdown, and now another turnover. I mean, it seems like an impossible task here for Cathedral.
It's a lot of beating yourself, right? You had a chance to get off the football field on a 3rd and 11. You don't do that, and then the fumble, their 3rd of the night. And here comes St. X right back, met at the 45-yard line, pushed back. Excuse me, the 35-yard line, pushed back. And that'll be a 4th down coming up. We'll see if St. X goes quickly here. 25 seconds
they're not
left in the 3rd.
They're just going to try to get the defense offsides here. Nope.
They'll delay handoff it, but the Cathedral Irish defense stands. It's going to be short. They're going to mark them at the 36-yard line, and it'll be a turnover on downs. The Irish will have it with 15 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
Tony, I don't get that. Why wouldn't you, A, try to draw the defense offsides because you know it's a giddy bunch. You can get them to jump offsides. Or B, just sit there and line up and wait for the quarter to break and talk it over and come up with a better play.
Yeah, it'd be one thing, with that short yardage to try to get him to jump, maybe get him in a hurry situation where you're not going to snap it, but the defense doesn't think that. They try to catch him on their heels, and now Cathedral will take over. 15 seconds to go, trailing by 18, 24-6.
They snapped it on 1. That just doesn't make sense.
Handoff here.
But we said the defense needs to force that turnover, and there it came. Turnover on downs works the same.
So that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. A field goal for the Irish was answered by a touchdown by St. X. 24-6. St. X leads. 4th quarter coming up on IndianaSRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience.
Start of the 4th quarter, Cathedral with the football. Core's out of shotgun, under pressure, scrambles away from it, looks, sets the feet, still under pressure, fires it across the body, caught and popped at the 40-yard line. All of that for a pickup of 4.
And boy, 2 great blocks in this offensive backfield. The big guys running around laying some ham there. Did a great job. Even though it was only a gain of a few, you will definitely take that. It could have been a loss of a lot if they didn't get some better blocking. Kudos to this offensive line. That is a tough position to be in because it is so easy for the ref just to see the pancake and throw the flag thinking it is blocking the back or holding. It was not the case. That was impressive.
So thank you. 11:20 to go. 2nd and 6. Man in motion. Coors looks, quick strike, deflected, and he threw it behind his intended target. That'll give us a 3rd down and 7 coming up. So it'll be actually 4th down. So 4th and 7 coming up, and that'll force you to punt the football.
I don't know. At this point in the game, I know your defense has played well, but I don't know if you're giving yourself much of a chance down 24-6 by punting this one away. Still a quarter left, but you're going to need the entire quarter to come back.
Here comes the boot from Krisaloff, almost blocked, gets off a beauty. It'll be fielded at the 28.
Nice.
And tackle for a loss of 5. So some great special teams work there by Cathedral.
Yeah, and you know what? If you can get a 3 and out here, you can make me sound pretty stupid because that was a great punt. You're really flipping field position here, and if you can force a punt on the other end, you're going to get a new set of downs around midfield or the 40-yard line.
So looking for a 3 and out, and looking for a turnover is the Irish defense. The clock not in their favor. 11:04 to play, fourth quarter. 24-6, St. X.
How about the numbers here? Coors, 4 of 16 for 29 yards. That is not going to win you a lot of football games. And it's something, we talked about all the drops and all the struggles they had last week getting blanked by Brownsburg. I mean, Bill Peebles called Brownsburg a generational team, and he says that St. X has a chance to be the same type of team, and if they can't play any better, they're going to get thumped. So far, they've been thumped.
Nathaniel, let's talk about the schedule for Cathedral. A lot of people are going to say, well, wait, why are they playing a team like St. X? Why did they go and play Brownsburg? Why did they start the season against Ben Davis? All of this ultimately sets you up for the state tournament where you throw the records out the window. Do you like the way Cathedral does it? Because it's hard for the Irish to find opponents. Yeah, you mentioned how great these opponents are. Those are the only teams that are really willing to play a Cathedral team because, sure, you can schedule yourself a little 4A, a high-level 3A team, and just go thump them around and embarrass them on their home turf. But, so many times teams will turn down the opportunity to play Cathedral because of how good this program has been. So certainly, you need to ask the Brownsburgs, the Ben Davises, your Ohio teams like Moeller and St. X and whatnot, because those are the only teams willing to play a team as good as Cathedral. And when you have maybe a little bit more of a down year, it can make for some of these games like this. Typically, you see Cathedral play absolutely competitive against those top-tier talent, and right now it's just not firing the way that it wants to. So 1st and 10, 10:20 to go. Under pressure in the backfield immediately and stuck for maybe a pickup of 1 for a 2nd down and 9. LifeWise Academy has programs that support educators and communities by improving student outcomes. With LifeWise Academy, your community can bring biblical values back into the classroom. Call today, 614-367-5767. 2nd and long, under 10 minutes to play, fourth quarter. St. X, not in a hurry. Cathedral looking to get the football back. I think we'll see a lot of the play clock here for St. X come down under 5. They'll snap it with 6. Little misdirection. Got the edge and tackled just short of the first down marker. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3 here for Cathedral's defense.
And now here's your chance. It's 3rd down. Sure, it's 3rd and short. It's going to be a tough spot, but if you can make the stop here, force the 3 and out, get the ball to your offense and give them a chance to go down and cut into this deficit, you're asking a lot from your defense, but they really are asking them right here. They need it.
So 3rd and 3, 9 minutes to play. Can the Irish get off the field? The last time on a 3rd down, it was a quick slant for a touchdown. And we're going to have some movement up front.
Oh, this is huge.
And this is going to be on St. X, so move them back.
False start called against the offense.
So false start. Then that'll be a 3rd down and 7.
You know what? Let's give some respect there to our line judge, Christopher Thompson, back there, well on the other side of the field. After all the other flags were out about 5 seconds later, he says, you know what, let me join the party. Tosses his, makes a little motion, moves him back. Why not?
So clock continues to roll now, under 8:45 to play. 3rd and 7. No rush here for St. X. Cathedral shows blitz, and we're going to have a false start again. Once again, St. X move them back another 5. So a 3rd and 2 now becomes a 3rd and 12.
And you know what? The clock continues to roll. You kind of wish, if you are St. X, you're letting the clock roll all the way down inside 5 seconds because you're getting a lot of free time here with the play clock resetting, but the game clock continuing to roll. If they really were more conscious of the clock, this could be down, closer to 7.5 minutes on the clock.
3rd and 12, out of shotgun. Frey hands it off, met in the backfield, breaks out of 1 tackle, crosses the 45 to the 40, and he's going to be just short of the first down sticks. It'll be a 4th down and 2 on the Jake Britt run.
And, Britt's going to turn and look at his team and say, guys, if you didn't have 2, not 1, but 2 consecutive holding penalties, or rather false starts, I would have been off to the races for a first down, but now we got to punt the ball because of you guys. I did my job. You guys did not. You got to clean up those penalties.
So they'll punt it. Freegee back at the 30. Snap down between 3 seconds. 2, 1. Gets it off. There's the boot. It's going to take a bounce. Out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 30. So that's where Cathedral's offense will start. All right, 7:20 to go. You're trailing 3 possessions minimum. For Cathedral, I think you're abandoning the running game here. But what are some of these throws that we need to see Cores make that we haven't seen all evening?
Well, some short throws would be nice, but you don't really have the luxury to take your time. You can't have, a 5-minute drive right here. You need to quickly get downfield. Now, you don't want to just chuck them deep because you've struggled to complete those as well. But if you can just get some intermediate shots, maybe, 10, 15 yards down the field. The big thing is the receivers have to catch them because we've seen a lot of drops.
Here's the handoff. And a pickup of 1.
I don't think anybody told Bill Peebles he has to abandon the run game.
Yep.
Good luck with that conversation.
1 yard on the run. 2nd and 9, 7:05 to play. No sense of urgency here from the Irish. They'll hand it off again. Scrambling and spinning forward to the 39. So a pickup of 3, 3rd down and 6 coming up. The Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you, your family, and the community we share. Whether you're looking for the right career or the perfect candidate, we're here to help. Call us today, 317-472-7600. 3rd and 6 from the 39. Cores out at gun, man in motion. 2-step drop, steps up. Now he's going to scramble towards the sideline. Quarterback keeper past the 40, pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 1, 4th and 5.
I owe Cam Cores an apology. I told him he can't run the ball earlier. Man, he's got some speed when he wants to. When he tucks it and he knows he's going to run it, he can really go out there and bolt. It's been an element that you wish you would have seen a little bit more. Now we're punting again. Tony, there's not enough time in the game to punt.
Yeah, not sure about this call.
You're down 3 scores. You need to go and score right now. I mean, last time they had the ball, there were 11 minutes in this game, and they decided to punt the ball away. And look how much time rolled off the clock.
So
you do not have that luxury.
For a punt.
You're just punting your chances away.
There's the boot, sky high. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 20.
Kristoloff is such a good kicker,
line.
man.
Yeah,
Holy smokes.
Showing why D1 schools are interested, including an offer already from Eastern Michigan. But a punt there with 6:07 to go halfway through this 4th quarter. The Irish trailing 24-6.
You're just putting so much stress on this defense. I mean, let me tell you, if this Fighting Irish defensive unit had a lead, can you imagine the kind of stuff they'd be terrorizing opposing offenses with? We saw it against Ben Davis. But, man, down on the scoreboard, and they're still showing up like it's 0-0.
What do you need to see out of Cathedral next week? What can you learn from this game that you can put towards Chittard as a missed tackle in a backfield and a pickup of 1? But for Cathedral, what can you take to a big rivalry game coming up next Friday against Chittard?
It's going to be tough because of how quality of a team Chittard is, how well they can score. Now, if you're Cathedral, you're bigger. You have historically kind of had success in this matchup, but, man, you need to just find a way from the get-go to get this offense going. We've seen it happen. We've seen drives here for Bill Peebles' team where they're able to get the ball and kind of matriculate it down the field. You need to do that from the get-go. We cannot see, 6 straight 3-and-outs that we saw in this game. We saw it was 6 straight incompletions. You need to find a way to get the ball early and often across the chains.
So keeper from the backfield passes the 25-yard line, maybe a pickup of 1. So once again, another 3rd down and long coming up. Can Cathedral's defense get off the field and give the football back to their offense?
I'll tell you what, pretty impressed with what St. X did, bringing their fans to this game, nearly filling the opposing stands. But at the Selleck Bowl next week, that is just down the road from Chittard. There are going to be a lot of opposing fans in that bowl. It's going to be fun to watch it. Butler, you and I both on the call for that here on all these same ways that you can watch Indiana SRN.
We're going to have a lot of fun with that one from the campus of Butler University. Columbus East 49-34 winners over Seymour. Third down and stuffed in the backfield. And Cathedral forces a punt. 4:37 to go. 24-6, trailing are the Irish.
That'll bring up 4th and 8 for the Bombers.
And I think the Bombers content to use all 30 seconds of this play clock as they bring the punt unit out.
Yeah, you do a good job to force the 3 and out. The defense does its job yet again as they have all day long, but I just don't think there's enough time here. I mean, sure, you're able to get the ball back immediately, but immediately is 2.5 minutes later, Tony.
A late check in here. 5 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap. Almost blocked. Punt will take a bounce right around the 40. Scooped up by Freegee, and he will get it back to the 39-yard line. Trailing 24-6. And Coors is going to be on his shoulder to keep these chains moving to try to get into the end zone for any type of a miracle comeback here for Cathedral.
And now you have to start taking these deep shots. You've kind of lost the chance to go intermediate because now you have such little time on the clock and so many scores that need to happen. You just start chucking it deep and see if you can't get lucky a few times. It's going to take a few big plays and some onside kicks.
Fake handoff, picked off.
Yeah, that's all that.
Had the receiver opened in space, and it is intercepted as the ball was thrown slightly behind the intended target. That is the second interception tonight for Coors, and that will just about do it. You see you're just slightly behind on the pass.
And it's into double coverage, and that guy that just picked it off, boy, he's going to be playing on Saturdays. Is he at Northwestern? I mean, come on, you can't be making those types of throws. Guess what? That one guy is double covered. That means there's single coverage everywhere else. You need to find some better matchups to throw the ball to.
Riley Braden on the INT gives St. X the football back from the 46-yard line. 3:45 to play.
And you know what? Daniel Vollmer was the other guy in on that kind of helped force that interception. He is also playing on Saturdays. He's going to Vanderbilt. So 2 Power 4 defensive backfield players, and you threw right in between the 2 of them.
Got to be good and smart to go to Vandy and Northwestern.
Yeah.
So St. X on the quick handoff. Content to play the clock here. 3:25 to go. 24-6 the lead. So under center comes St. X. Again, we'll be on these airwaves. And next Friday, 6:50, Chittard and Cathedral. Handoff in the backfield. Tries to cut back and tackled at the 45-yard line. Still a little bit chippy down there after the play. No penalties here.
Certainly don't want any other penalties to be flown. Just play some sound football and get your offense another chance just because. Tell you what, there's a lot of pride on this defensive unit, too. These guys want to get the stop. They want to force the punt because they want to prove that, hey, we are, maybe one of the better units on the field today. Even though it won't show that in the scoreboard, we did our job.
Here's the snap with 2 on the play clock and a nice tackle in the backfield for loss. That's Kyle Harden, the Ball State commit. That'll set up a 4th down and long. 4th and 12. This will force a punt. Nathaniel, look, 24-6. You're giving up 24 points. A lot of those points came on a short field. You still have to be impressed by what we saw defensively here out of Cathedral.
Yeah, aside from the one big play on 3rd down and long, that one certainly is not what you wanted to see if you're Bill Peebles, but everything else. Gave up 17 points, but all on a short field when St. X started within the 50-yard line or even better because of the fumbles and because of, interceptions, and so be it. So you're right. The scoreboard is not going to show it as we see a timeout here, but this was a great defensive effort from Cathedral. 2 weeks in a row.
Minute 33 to go. We have a timeout. We'll take it with them here on IndianaSRN.
This This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Minute 33 to go. St. X will punt it away as the Irish force yet another punt. Defensively, the Irish have been impressive. The offense could only muster 2 field goals in this one. Here's the punt, sky high. Freegee calls for a fair catch at the 18. He'll take it there. And there was some contact, so we'll have a flag.
I'll take that if you're the offense. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Come on.
And they're all coming in.
Who's the idiot that said there weren't any penalties in the first half? That would be me. That was the old announcer's jinx.
And Coach Peebles not happy. Not happy about it. You got a minute 26 here to go. You've got all 3 timeouts. You try to run a 2-minute drill just to see, how you perform. You did that well in the first half. Do you see what you can do here against an inferior opponent offensively and defensively? This is something that, hey, look, we're out of this game. We play teams like this to set us up for the tournament. How do you play this last minute 26?
Yeah, you're not going to win the game, but why not see if you can't put something on tape? Just put something on tape to where you can go into next week with a little bit of confidence, because guess what? That Chatard team, maybe not just as good, but pretty darn good compared to St. X.
So we'll have offsetting penalties once again, personal fouls. So I believe, Nathaniel, that's our 4th or 5th offsetting unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it's been bad. Something that both of these coaches, I've mentioned how long they've been coaching. Steve Speck's been with St. X for 23 years. Peebles has been with Cathedral for 8, but 21 years here in the Indianapolis area as a head coach. I mean, they're going to be very upset with that. And, Speck is certainly happy with the final score, but he will have plenty to look over this weekend on film.
Yeah, and if you're Cathedral, obviously you're trailing 24-6. There has been frustrating plays throughout the night, a couple you would want to have back. But these teams, they know each other well, right? They know that when they play, it's going to be 2 of the best teams out of their respective states. And right now, St. X imposing their will with a 24-6 lead with a minute 26 to go.
And here's the thing, Cathedral's going to fall to 1-2. And in fact, if they lose next week, obviously 1-3. But you've played 4 really good teams, like really, really good teams. 3 straight here that are in 6A. Of course, St. X is the 6A equivalent in Cincinnati. So who cares what your record is? You're playing some good teams. You're getting some good tape out there. You're seeing what these defenses are going to look like. And then you're going to play some 5A opponents in November and October that are going to look pretty darn easy compared to what they've seen in the regular season.
So Dangerfield with the carry. Clock continues to run. Pickup of 5. Trying to add to the stat book here. If you are the Irish and Xavier Dangerfield, he'll get it in the backfield. He's met immediately. Makes one man miss. Surges forward to the 21-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd down and short for the Irish.
I'll tell you what, Tony.
It'll be a 1st down. They're going to give him enough to move the sticks.
There's a decent chance Cathedral goes into sectionals with the below 500 record. And that is absolutely fine. People are going to look at them and write them off, but you just don't do that. Yeah. Do not write off Cathedral once we head into the postseason because, man, Bill Peebles knows how to win these games. And, yeah, they're losing, but they're losing to some really quality opponents.
Handoff here on the 1st and 10. Another pickup, and that'll be enough for a 1st down as the clock will stop to move the chains. So some late chunk yardage here for the Irish via the ground. We'll have some stats for you to end this one. We'll have our player of the game. We'll get you ready for next week when Chittard battles Cathedral. Delayed handoff again to the 35, and that should just about do it with 15 seconds left on the clock. And Cathedral is content. And we will go final with the Irish falling to St. X 24-6. They are now 1-2 on the season. They will play here on IndianaSRN from Butler on Friday night as the Irish will take on the Trojans of Chittard. Nathaniel Finch, your final thoughts on this contest?
Well, it was certainly close. We were mid-third quarter. The Irish had the ball down 14 in the red zone. You think, hey, you go score a touchdown here, and it's a one-score game. Instead, they are forced to settle with a field goal, so now it's still a two-score game. And then your defense nearly forced a 3-and-out. Nope, it's going to be a 70-plus yard catch and run for a touchdown, and the game really got away from them there. So it was close. You were nearly right where you needed to be in the second half, despite an absolutely horrible first half offensively. The defense was impressive for Cathedral. The offense has some work to go, but I mean, you can hang your hat saying, hey, we were close to being in this game against, you know, a top 5 team in the state of Ohio and a team that's ranked nationally.
We want to thank everybody here on IndianaSRN for Jerry Collins and Keith Myers, Nathaniel Finch, Greg Smith, Jack Wright, Christian Oates. We appreciate all of the coverage here tonight on IndianaSRN, where St. X travels to Indy to knock off Cathedral 24-6. We'll talk to you next Friday night from the Butler Bowl when Chittard takes on Cathedral on IndianaSRN.